Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Backwoods. It's our unofficial sponsor of the show, Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's what I'm drinking tonight, too. Partially, I'm almost out, though. I couldn't find any.
It's a Pabst shortage, a Pabst drought, if you
Yep.
will.
Gonna have to switch to Yingleave, I'm afraid, halfway through the show. But it's all right. It's not horrible either.
Yeah, but I don't like to drink anything I can't pronounce.
Yeah, it is. More than the drunker you get, the harder it is to pronounce, too.
Yeah, what's that beer? Here, you can read it. Yeah,
Guys I work with just call it Yin Yang beer.
yin yang.
Yeah. It works. So you been watching anything new, Code?
I think since the last time we were on air, I watched Scream 6.
Yeah. And what do you think?
Definitely better than Scream 2023.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say meant the original there from us. Like, dude, what?
Yeah, well, like everybody else, I was huge into Scream when it first came out and thought it was the one of the greatest horror films ever made. And
Yeah.
I got to say, over time, it on rewatch, yes, it's still for the time it was super clever, but it
Yeah.
feels a little dated now, and it
Oh yeah, of course.
does not have the same effect. And I can kind of see it for what it really is, and what it is a great horror flick. But is it the second coming? Is it John Carpenter's Halloween or Friday the 13th Part 2?
It's a bit of
Texas
a different genre.
Chainsaw.
It's a bit of a different
It
genre
was
though.
its own new genre, the meta
Yeah,
genre,
it's
and
more of a horror suspense. Kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's more suspenseful than it is scary.
the thing is, it wasn't the first horror film of that kind that went very meta. Well, Wes Craven even went that way with before Scream with Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Hmm.
That was very meta, if you will. I feel like we need a
Yeah.
drop for that meta. And
Kind of like the Henry fucking Rawlings thing.
Henry fucking Rollins. Yep. There he is. We missed you, Henry. It's been 2 weeks. We hadn't seen you, buddy.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Mr. Nanner's in the house. Hey, you fricks. Well, hey, right back.
Good to hear from you, Mr. Nanners.
But yeah, Scream 6. Really wish I would have went to the theater to see it now because I think it would have been an even better theater experience.
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's different enough from all the other films that. Well, I say that it's basically if Scream 2023 was the requel to Scream or Scream 2023. I said, yeah, if it was the requel to Scream, then Scream 6 is the requel to Scream 2. They have a lot of similarities, but again,
Yeah.
are different enough that I mean, if you like Scream 2, you're basically really going to like this one too, and it's pretty brutal too. I mean, it delivers on the gore in most cases.
Yeah.
Some things about it though are just so over the top ridiculous, including the reveal at the end. It
Yeah.
takes away from it a little bit. It's still a
Well,
fun popcorn movie.
say it's that kind of film is. I'm surprised they've made as many of them as they have. I'm afraid they're going to turn them into like the Saw franchise, though. They're just going to keep dishing them out.
Yeah, as long as they're
But
still making them money, yeah.
yeah,
And there's a new Saw in the works too. Saw 10, yeah.
I have no clue which one I stopped at.
7. I stopped and I waited.
I
I waited
remember.
around several because 7 I think came out in 2010, and I
I
think I waited until like
remember
2014 to watch it.
which one had Danny Glover in it.
The first one,
The first one had Danny Glover in it.
yeah.
Are you sure?
positive, because he gets killed in it. Spoilers.
It didn't have Danny Glover in it, not the first one.
It was. He was one of the cops, and he gets killed at the end.
Okay.
And
I
that's
can't keep
the
them
same
straight.
one. The first one,
It's
remember, it had the Dr. Carrie Elways, the Princess Bride.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's been so long since I've seen them. I guess they're
he
all kind of
was
running
in the
together.
original, and then in part 7.
Mm. That's right. I'm thinking of part 7. I think 7's where I stopped too. I might have watched part of part 8. I don't remember. Man, it's been so long. I'd have to go through them again. And I don't want to invest that much time. Hell, I
No,
do good watching the shows for our show. But
but yeah, definitely
oh,
check Scream 6 out.
yeah, I
It
will.
it was. I went in with super low expectations,
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed it. And I will go as far to say is, which it's not spoilers because everybody knows that Sydney's not in this one. Nev Campbell, because they wanted to pay her peanuts to come back.
yeah.
According to her, I don't know what the dollar figure was, but they weren't.
Mm.
Which she was kind of iffy on the last one, I heard too. But
Yeah,
they can always bring her back. But yeah, I didn't mind her not being in the film at all, though. It was in a different setting. It brought over several of the characters, the survivors from the last one, and it really feels like a continuation. And like I said, I didn't really mind that Sydney wasn't in it. I mean, do I hope she comes
yeah,
back to the franchise for at least a cameo or something? Sure, why not?
yeah,
But I mean, what other slasher franchise has carried the same final girl that many sequels in a row for 5
yeah,
in a row?
yeah. It's already a bit repetitive, so
The more times it happens, it just makes it a little cheesier
yeah.
every time they survive, and here we go again.
I think they need to kill her in one of them.
Yeah, I mean, after Scream 5, I mean, it shows they're not afraid to kill off main characters. And if
Mm-hmm.
they're really wanting to usher in this new group of characters, just like the conversation we had a couple shows back about the Creed movies,
Yeah,
uh, that Stallone being in the first two of them as one of the main characters, it kind of took away from the film because it took the focus off of the new
yeah.
characters that they're trying to sell us.
Too many Rocky fans watched it for Rocky and not for Creed.
That's why I watched it.
And and I'll admit I was one of those. You know, I didn't really give a shit about Creed. I just watched it because Rocky was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I haven't watched. I think I've
Damn it,
got to.
Trav.
I just haven't watched it yet. I don't think. I don't remember. But yeah, well, I have not watched Evil Dead Rise yet. It's one of them that I was gonna catch it in theaters no matter what. And
Yeah,
guess
and
what?
it is just
Life happened.
it's still yeah, me too. But it's still number 3 at the box office, and it's already raked in over 100 million.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
I really
So
want to see
I
it. 'Cause
really enjoyed it.
I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I really want to catch it, but I don't know if I'll
I
get to.
don't I don't think you'll be disappointed at all being an Evil Dead fan. Uh, it, it's kind of like its own movie, but it could have stood on its own. But I'm glad it's under the Evil Dead umbrella, and it's really
Yeah.
I thought it was really great. So
Well, I've heard a lot of people say they like it better than the latest Evil Dead remake. So
yeah, it's funny because those movies kind of go kind of hand in hand because of how new they look. You know, the newer versions of it. But there's little Easter eggs in this one. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
It really is.
Awesome.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
I'm
Easter
hoping
eggs, there were a ton of Easter eggs in Scream 6 as well.
Yeah. Well,
Like
they got to do
taking place in
something.
New York. In one scene when the character walks in, Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan is on.
Yeah. Well, they got to do
Okay.
something to get the Scream fans to watch it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I guess I'm not a huge Scream fan. I did enjoy the previous films, but I don't know. I didn't even see Scream, the latest Scream, and then now 6 has come out. I guess 6
Yeah.
the one previous to that. I haven't even
Yeah.
watched it. I didn't.
Scream, yeah, Scream.
I just I don't know. It's something in me. I'm just like, I don't know. Like
It's worth a watch. I mean,
It was worth the watch. It's
If-
not horrible.
if you like
It's-
the other sequels, you're gonna like this one too.
It-
Except for part 3.
Yeah, see, the screams all kind of run together on me too, except for one. I
Yeah.
remember one, and then the one before this latest one. We went and saw it in the theaters. My wife wanted to go see it. She was actually kind of excited to go see it. I'm like, wait a minute, you're excited to go see a horror movie? Okay, yeah, we're gonna
she was
go.
planning on offing you in the theater, right? That's what it was.
Might have been. She did drop something, so I'm not sure. It might have been.
Mm.
She might have been one
Bitty
of the
bitty
fanatics
snakes.
that was gonna stab her fiance and
Yeah,
take me out.
she plays the old popcorn bucket trick with Trav, except it's a knife sticking out of the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's an interesting franchise. I mean, it really is. Like, if you're a super fan of it, of course you're going to enjoy it. But me, I'm just like, I could not watch them and be okay. Like, it's nothing I have to rush out and see. So I might just sit
Yeah,
down and
same
force
way.
myself to do it. But I don't.
If we ever cover them on the show, I guess I'll watch it. But
Hey, don't forget, we got to revisit maybe for our final camp series of the summer episode. We got to do Sleepaway Camp.
yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Even
Are we
the
gonna do?
return-
Huh?
Are we?
even the
Are we gonna
return-
do?
Oh, sorry.
Are we gonna do Ernest Goes to Camp too?
Hey, I do want to do an episode or two of non-horror camp movies because there are just too many great ones
Yeah.
from the 80s not to.
There is.
I figure we might, because I know Joey
Yeah.
T is a horror fan. I thought we might get him on, which I haven't even talked to him about it yet, I don't think. But we might get him
Yeah.
on for our 80s camp comedy show.
There you
You
go.
heard it here first.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Breaking news.
The hard part will just be deciding which ones to do because there are too many great ones. I mean, Ernest.
Yeah.
That's a definite. Meatballs.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Fucking God. there's so
Etc.
many of them.
Etc. Etc.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, it's not. Well, it's not really a camp
Can't
one.
fucking
but
think of
Porky's
any more
would be
right
a
now, of
great one
course.
to
But there's a
cover,
bunch
too.
of them.
Yeah. Porky's would be a great one to cover too. It's not really a camp film, but my God, that was iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that sort of counts.
Kind of, sort of, not really, but
The Backwoods comedy show. That's what we'll have to change it to because there's
The
something-
Backwoods Comedy Hour.
80s comedy hour. Shit, was Porky's even in the 80s? It was in the late 70s, wasn't it?
I think you're right. The very first one.
Yeah, I think it was before the 80s. I
I-
want to say
I gotta find.
78. Yeah, look it up
Yeah,
real
look it-
quick there.
Well,
Cody.
maybe I should be looking it up. I mean, I am producing this. Maybe I should produce. Huh?
1981. It is an 80s movie.
80,
Oh,
okay.
81, nice.
Damn, that movie's 41 years old. I bet most of them that started it are dead now.
I feel dead. Yeah. Only inside.
Not yet, you don't. Still got at least 2 beer companies we can drink.
Yeah. It's getting scarce.
I know it. Gonna start buying them fucking Mr. Beer homebrew kits, I guess, and staging them in my basement.
Because that went so great the last time. Yeah.
Kenny liked it.
He did. He said he did.
Yeah, he drank the shit out of them. We set them out to pour out because we forgot about them for what, 6 to 8 months, and didn't do anything
A
else.
little
to
more
them.
ice, please.
Kenny started drinking them. But yeah, I want to catch the Evil Dead. I'd like to catch it in theaters, but I don't know if I'll be able to this weekend or not.
it's-
What do we got going on this weekend?
It's gonna be streaming like
Load.
next week. It's gonna be streaming like next week.
I might catch it. on streaming. Well, since I've got good internet now, I'm not afraid to try to stream something. But I might stream it. But still, I kind of want to catch it in the theater experience. Maybe the drive-in and play it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. It definitely, from what I've seen in the previews, it looks like a drive-in movie.
Hmm. The only bad thing about the drive-in, you don't get home till about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
out here because they
Holy
usually don't start.
crap.
Yeah, our drive-in
Well,
is
they-
great, but it's like, what, about an hour and 15 minutes away?
Well, from me, it's only about an hour. I can be there in for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And for you, yeah, it's about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and by the
And
time you get there, the shows don't start till dusk, and during the summer,
Yeah.
so they won't start
9
8:30 at
o'clock.
earliest, and you're watching a double feature every time. So
Yep. And they
with an
never play the
intermission
movie
in
you want to
between.
see first. Yeah, and they never play the movie you want to see
Yeah.
first. So, and
They've
you
been
can take
doing it
your
for
own
like
coolers in
70
there
years,
too.
though, so apparently something works.
Yeah. I wish somebody'd open up a drive-in close, like in between here and Popper Bluff. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, there used to be one on 160.
Well, the
right
bowling
there.
alley guy was thinking about doing it because he's got 7 acres there behind the bowling alley.
Yeah.
But he'd probably run everybody off though.
Yeah. Well, it's so expensive to get into too. Now to get the digital
Yeah.
camera, it's like
And
those start
yeah.
off at like 25 grand.
Well, and you know why so many people don't do it? You can't get insurance on a drive-in because of the screen. He said nobody will cover, and it's so damn high if you do find a company that do it, because they won't cover your screen because of winds and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably why they kind of
So that
went on the wayside a little bit, huh?
yeah, that's
Speaking
probably
of
the death of it right
screens,
there.
projector screens, did you guys catch the pictures my old lady posted of when we took all the kids down to the creek and watched The Legend
That
of
was-
Boggy Creek on the creek last
That-
weekend?
That was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast. The kids, they were glued. And the great part about it, which I don't, Trav, I know you've seen it a couple times, and Aaron, I don't know how
Oh,
familiar
yeah.
you are with the movie, but I mean, Trav knows it's one of my favorites. But I got the blue 4K Blu-ray where they went through and completely remastered the sound on it and everything.
Oh, nice.
So I was playing it down there whenever I waited till about dark and cooked hot dogs with the kids and made s'mores, and of course as it was getting dark, the crickets started chirping and the frogs were croaking, and I put the movie in, and the main title screen, it's just automatically the sounds of crickets and
Yep.
frogs
Sound of swamp.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so it was just like the fully immersive environment.
Man, I wished I'd known you were doing that. We would have come out, and I would have brought my ghillie suit.
We had already talked about this. Me and Sheep had already talked about this.
And I would have put that on about midway through it when everybody's glued to it. I would have run out there and like just run past the
Start
screen,
running up
making
the
all
cr-
kind
yeah.
of run through the middle of it. That would have been funny. Pick up one of the little kids and take off running with them.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm never going back out there ever.
I'm never leaving the house.
Only thing, we'd have to be sure and let your dad know what was going on. I wouldn't want to get shot.
Dad, hell, Landon.
Oh, yeah.
He knows where Dad keeps his Caltech.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Get about 15 rounds of 22 mag in my ass.
That'd be funny. But,
Maybe I should wear. Maybe I should wear my body armor if we do this, just in case. At least my vitals will be covered. I'll be moving slow though, because that shit's like, I got the heavy shit, so it's like an extra 55 fucking pounds I'd be carrying.
Yeah. But yeah, great time. The kids all had a blast. I got type 2 diabetes, and they're all the pack of Hershey bars, all the s'mores they didn't make. I just sit there eating one Hershey bar after another, went into a diabetic coma. It was great.
Just like you were a kid when you was watching Boggy Creek.
Oh yeah. And there, I was eating that up with all the sounds in the background, and there was a full moon, so you could see the tree line and in the fields. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
perfect fucking weather for it. Hell, we're gonna have to do something like that at my house. I got a big damn brush pile back here that boys helped me make. We'll have to burn, get all the kids out
Yeah, and
here and roast some
I've
shit.
got a ton of projector screens. So
Yeah, fucking right, that'd work. I didn't think about that. Run a little power out there.
yeah, I took a car battery. I don't have a deep cycle battery. I took a car battery, and we've got a 400-watt power inverter, and I just one of those little cheap 1-year Walmart car batteries, and it run
Yeah.
well, I was using the PlayStation 3 to play the disc, and then the projector and the sound bar. It was running all three, and it
Cool.
Wow.
run fine for 2 hours.
Nice.
I never did run the battery down, but
Damn, that's pretty cool.
There you go. There's some ideas for people.
Yeah,
Who are like, how
took
am I
like-
supposed to do that
it took
out
like
there?
10 minutes to set up.
Oh, that ain't
Yeah.
bad at all.
That would be badass. Well,
But yeah,
Cody, shall we
anybody
get
that
the
doesn't have a
show-
projector, get a projector because they're
Oh,
awesome.
fucking right. Oh, well, that's. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah,
Well, they're not all awesome.
that's my movie wall, video game wall. It's about a 8 by 15 in my
Nice.
man cave. Just one thing: if you do this and you get a high definition projector, don't watch cheap porn. Make sure it's high quality because you will see shit you're not intended to see. Yeah.
Get it
So.
in 4K.
Damn
like,
you,
oh.
4K cameras!
It's like, how many ingrown hairs can she have? Oh, it's bad.
Wax, honey, wax.
Oh no.
Wax on.
Kitty, 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 come kitty!
That's one Kitty Bubbles that even shy away from. Oh, it's a bit fucky, guys.
That's a big beaver.
Oh, so our show this week is Burning Ticks in the Backwoods.
What you have to do?
Two of,
After all the rain we've had in the last couple weeks, I don't know about your place, but the ticks are horrible here now.
Are they? Really?
Terrible.
They're not too bad out here yet.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was an omen that this is going to be a great show. I had one on a very special part of my body this
Oh, nice.
afternoon. Yeah, so I'm like, this is a sign. This is a sign.
Okay. This is hilarious because I was just fixing to get in the shower and I had a little dog tick hanging on my shit as well this evening. It is.
Oh, Christ.
I was like, how did I not see you there, feel you? You know, little fella just rolled off. He was full as a tick. It is a sign. That is freaking crazy.
One of the kids thought it was a raisin. They snatched it up on the floor and had it eat before I could say anything.
That was not a raisin. That was a gusher. It was good. All right, I got to get a refill. But continue on, Cody. You want to start with the burning or ticks?
I don't know. Let's let our prestigious producer decide.
Sounds good.
You know what? Let's go with the burning first. If y'all want to do that.
Okay, yeah. Do it chronologically. That works for me.
There you go.
Sounds good.
The burning. Okay. You got the stats for us, Trav?
I sure do. The Burning, a 1981 film starring Holly Hunter, Jason Alexander, Fisher Stevens, and Leah Ayres, and many more. I just got tired of writing. Director Tony Malone, or Malum, I don't know, I can't read my own writing. Then budget of $1.5 million, and sadly, only a box office of 707. See, what was that? Damn, my writing's horrible. Anyway, a little over 700,000. Yeah. Didn't
Which is
fare
a
well at the
crime,
box
hey.
office. It is.
And it had Tom Savini on effects, which
yeah, I mean,
he
the
really,
effects were
he
awesome on this.
As far as the effects, I mean, Friday the 13th really put him on the Dawn of the Dead, and then Friday the 13th really put him on the map. And I think the effects in the burning, that they take it another level higher.
Oh yeah. Well, from the very
and
beginning.
it's just a shame. I don't know what happened. I mean, this was the infamous Weinstein brothers' first directorial debut,
Yeah.
and it wasn't Harvey. It was the other Weinstein that directed it, wasn't it?
I thought Tony Malum or Malon or whatever did.
Wow, I thought
What I looked
Weinstein.
up.
Maybe that was their first executive producing credit.
Might have been. Unless when I was looking for the director, it brought up The Burning Bed because I had to watch that because it was bad about doing that.
Hey, Farrah Fawcett, back in the day. I'm saying.
Yeah.
The writer. Sorry, Travis.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Director was Tony Malem. Writers
Yep.
Harvey Weinstein,
Okay,
Tony Malem, and Brad Gray. So
Harvey
was there. He
co-wrote it. Okay, that's where I was getting the Weinstein. Because a lot of people call this technically the first Dimension film, unofficial Dimension film.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a classic 80s camp slasher, and I don't feel it gets the credit it should get even today.
It gets a lot of love now. I mean, I see a lot of people talking about it, but
not as much, though. I mean, this movie was a good movie, you know, for what it is. And to tell you the truth, this is the first time I've watched it. I thought I had already watched it, and I hadn't. Yes, and I hadn't. It's one of them that always got put on my list that always got kicked to the back.
Well, the name, too. The name, nothing pops about The Burning.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, what are you know, am I watching a horror movie or an
STD
drama?
special?
What do we do? The PSA, yeah.
You got it out.
Hey, me.
You know, and there was a lot of the, like, Holly Hunter is one of her first big breakouts, you know.
George Costanza.
Yeah, Jason Alexander, you know. He had hair in this one.
Yeah. Kind of, I didn't recognize him till like halfway through the film.
And Fisher Stevens, all the stuff, he's been a little skinny, big-headed feller forever. And, well, he was the Blacklist. That's the lawyer in the Blacklist and, God, countless other movies. Was he in, what the hell was that name, or the name of that movie? Johnny Five Alive.
Oh, Short Circuit.
Yeah, Short Circuit. He was in Short Circuit, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was.
Yes, he was. He was one of the main stars. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the.
Steve Gutenberg was the. Oh, he was the scientist.
Yeah, Johnny Five is alive.
That was Fisher Stevens.
Yes, it was.
Yep. I thought so.
Mind blown, because I've never associated Fisher Stevens with that character.
Yeah, he was. Man, there's so many. He was in Hackers, Super Mario Brothers, and also Short Circuit 2.
Oh, yeah, he's been in a shit ton of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Leah Ayres. She hasn't been in a whole lot. You remember the biggest one I remember from is Bloodsport. She was the the news girl from Bloodsport. Yep.
Let's see. I'm pulling up her stuff. Yeah, Bloodsport. That was the first movie. No, The Burning was the first one. 7 years later, she did Bloodsport.
Yep. And then I think it was all kind of downhill from there.
Yeah,
I think she done some soap operas and shit, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good law. At least she kept working.
She was in Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's right. That's right. She was.
Yep.
Yep. For a few episodes, I don't think she was one of the main characters.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but like you were talking, the effects on this, even from the beginning, you know, where they're playing the joke on the camp caretaker, you know, that was like a gnarly looking skull they had sitting in there.
Where the fuck did they get this? You know,
that would make
get it from
anybody
Yankee Candle.
fucking cringe. No, that'd make anybody fucking cringe. You know, to wake up and that's something I'd be doing a mag dump on that bitch if I woke up and it was sitting by me.
If Bed Bath and Beyond would have carried that candle, they probably would have went bankrupt.
No, they'd still be in business now. Look how good Spirit of Halloween does every year.
True. Yeah, though they're going to feast on the corpse of Bed Bath and Beyond. I guarantee.
Yeah, they catch the caretaker on fire on a skull candle, and
With maggots. Where
they
did they get? Where
yeah.
did they find all these
Oh, I
maggots?
know. It makes me wonder if it wasn't a real freaking skull and they just put wicks in it. You know the way it looked. That was the
Okay.
other camp caretaker.
Extra points for ingenuity.
Yeah, those kids were really good at that. And you know, the hell, they catch him on fire and they don't really try to help him. They just kind of go, ah, fuck, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and this is the point in the film I realized, man, I don't want to buy the 4K of this.
No.
It's one of those films that's better on VHS.
Well, I watched it on, I think it's Tubi it's on. And it was high definition enough that, yeah, you could see a lot of the flaws in it.
Yeah, I totally think I
especially-
benefited watching it on a 480p
Yeah.
projector.
When the guys, you know, when the guy comes out on fire and everything and you can see it. And,
It's more obvious
rest of
than
it-
Michael Myers at the end of Halloween 2.
yeah, the rest of it's not bad, though. You know, but
No,
when-
as far as the effect, yeah, the fire effects, but I mean,
and I forgot how many years was he in the hospital? He was in the hospital for like 5 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, a while.
That was a long time.
Well, all the campers are grown up; they're adults, and the
They're
ones
adults
that counselor
working
herself.
at the camp. Yeah,
So say, or young adults. So that yeah, probably right out of high school or some shit.
I don't remember. It was at least 5 years, wasn't it? At least it was a long time, and somehow it gives him superhuman strength, which I don't understand. But all in all, though, it's got great kills in it. You know, good special effects.
Well, you start right off with that
Yeah.
prostitute kill, which
Yes.
I mean, it's just
I
pretty
forgot
much
about that one.
there to be there. You know, the showcase times. I mean, this whole
Yeah.
excuse me, this whole film is like a lookbook or a reel for Tom Savini's work because
Yes.
it's just you're just waiting between the effect shots.
Tom Savini's early work at that.
Yeah,
You know.
which
Yeah,
he
and it's-
turned down, which I'm sure you know, Trav, but for anyone who doesn't, he turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 for this film. That's how much he believed. in this
No shit, I
film
didn't
that
know
they-
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
they wanted him because he done Dawn of the Dead and what that was 79, 78, and then Friday the 13th
78.
in 80, and you know he's coming off he's on fire. Well, so yeah, he's on fire. Naturally, he would do a movie called The Burning.
Yeah.
But I guess the Weinsteins talked him into it or offered him a shit ton of money to do it. But yeah, he turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 to do
Yeah,
this.
because I think he even said, I don't know if you watched the documentary on it. I think he even said he was like, he didn't see a point in it, and he saw this other thing, and he
In the
Yeah.
Tom Savini documentary that he did, Smoke and Mirrors, I think it's called.
yeah,
Tom Savini story. He does mention in that, you know, he didn't see a point in doing a sequel to Friday the 13th. You know, he said it was one contained story. Why the kid's dead, you know.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oops.
they paid him they probably paid him peanuts to do Friday the 13th. And you know, he became a household name after that, and a year later, you know,
Yeah.
right off of that, he's like, you know, I think I'll jump franchises. And sadly,
Well,
it
it's
didn't
still
work
a
out
camp
'cause
slasher.
well, yeah, but still changing franchises. But that being said about this movie, well, I can't call it a franchise because there's only one of them. And
Mm-hmm.
of all the movies that they've done requels to, or in this whole, and in the sequel, the reboot fad we went through in the 2000s, why has nobody touched The Burning? Because
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it is prime. Because I mean, it has a cult
It-
following,
I was about
and
to say this is a
do a
good film.
I'm up for either a reboot or a requel, whatever,
It
or
could
just a
it
straight
could
sequel.
yeah, because you could take this pretty well, this exact story, and just polish it up a bit, take down some of the rough edges, and I think it could be a hit again.
Well, yeah, because the '80s nostalgia right now. The same year, although I think it's starting to play out. The same year that Madman or that Burning came out, it was shot at the same time as Madman, and the actual
Yeah.
name for Madman was Cropsey.
Yep.
And they found out that this other film that started shooting at the same time was called The Burning. The killer in it was Cropsey,
Mm-hmm.
which was a New England urban legend
Yeah.
of all that they had all these kids summer camps that I guess lived in the city and didn't know what a fucking tree was, so they'd send their kids off to get rid of them for
Yeah.
3 weeks during the summer. Which, God, that sounds wonderful. Why don't we have any summer camps around here, Trav?
Because we do this shit regularly here. It's not
Yeah,
really.
like why would you?
You don't have
That's
to pay for it.
for like suburban people with kids named Chance and shit. Like they just like go see what the wilderness is like. Like down south, it's like if you want to go camping, there's a river or something close. You just go do it. You don't need camp counselors and shit like that. So that's
Yeah.
like suburbanites and stuff. Like we're gonna go
Yeah,
camp.
and
even
I'm
now-
not making fun of them for that. I mean, I'm glad they get some
I'm
experience.
going
with
to.
nature.
I'll do it.
I don't even know if summer camps are a thing anymore. I hope they are. I do. That would explain why
don't-
the
And
that would explain why the youth have the Gen Zers have become fucking idiots because they don't have
No.
any experience out in the great outdoors.
Yeah,
there aren't any summer camps because Wi-Fi won't reach that far.
exactly.
Yeah, you solved
They
it.
can't
Yeah.
get unplugged. Yep. And
I
speaking
did,
of some, one thing I really liked on this was the canoe camping trip they did. So that's something you used
Oh,
to hear
yeah.
about all the time on the summer camp. If it was on a lake, they always canoed halfway around the lake, and stayed out overnight, and then stayed out part of the day, and then canoed back. And that was really part of the film. I was like, man, I would have liked to have done that as a kid.
It's amazing how many '80s camp slashers there are that don't really have anything. It doesn't fit. Besides there being a camp with buildings, they don't do any camp stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All you see them is in the mess hall and in their cabins or in their tents, and then they start getting slaughtered.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Yep.
I really appreciated about this one. It really made you feel like they
You
were
were
at
at
the summer
camp.
camp.
Yeah. Yep. And then where do they? You're on a lake, so you're not worried about any high tides or anything. And then they pull up with their canoes and just kind of pull them up a little bit, and then they go back and they're like, "Our canoes are gone." And they're like, "What? Our canoes are gone." One, though, I don't understand why they hike 200 yards inland to set up camp. That's kind of the
Yeah.
point of being on the lake. You set up right there. You ain't got to unload
Yep.
all your shit if you don't want, for one
Yep.
thing. And then you're fishing, everything else. Probably they're running some jug lines, some limb lines,
setting up limb lines. Yep.
which we're country folk. We think of that. City folk watching it or making it, they're not going to think of that. So that was the only thing that kind of rubbed me wrong on that. But it was
We
a
have
neat
to hike
thing,
3 miles back in the woods to be in the wilderness.
Yeah. Like, why did we paddle out here? Why didn't we just walk down the path then, if they're going that far in the woods? But anyway, it was kind of a neat part of the film. And then where they build the raft to save everybody because they start getting, the couple fucking in the woods gets
I don't
taken
remember.
out.
Was there a montage there? A raft building montage?
There should have been. They could have had that special 80s music going.
Yeah, like Rocky IV stuff going.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm thinking even worse than that. Like you're kind of like they had in Short Circuit. That would have worked. The Yeah, there you go. That'd be even better. You know, I need a hero. And then they get the raft built, and they're like, yeah, we got it
Everybody
done. It's
jumps up,
floating
big
there.
high five with a freeze frame. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You put one foot in front of the other, and they're like, hey.
Cropsy
And then
walks
when
out
everybody's
and says,
done,
"What the fuck are you doing?"
they pull out the double mint gum, and everybody's chewing a piece of gum and smiling at the camera.
No, a Mentos.
Yeah. Those were more 90s than 80s.
Yeah, true.
The kids, the one dude swims out, the girl swims out to the raft after the kids get hacked up. I'm getting ahead of myself, I know.
Oh,
And
yeah, if you
she
remember,
comes
though.
swimming back all frantic because she sees them all slaughtered, and she's freaking out.
Yeah.
Then one of them pulls out a Mentos pack and like, it's okay. Mentos.
Whenever you're ready
fresh
for that,
maker.
I have that scene in the queue. The raft scene, I have it on.
Cool.
I put it up
We
on
need
YouTube.
to we need to
Whenever you're
save that.
ready.
That needs to be the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but they all work real hard building that raft, and they get it. Oh, yeah, it floats. All right, who's going? They're like, nope.
Not me. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm staying with the group. I'd be like, fuck you. I'm getting in the raft because I'll see that motherfucker coming if I'm out in the middle of this lake. He's got to swim to me.
I'm surprised George didn't break out. What do you mean we're not taking the raft? I built the raft. Come on. What the? That's why.
That would have been great.
Come on. He built the raft.
Shit.
Come on.
Are you kidding? They're just lucky Fisher Stevens didn't call Raymond Reddington. He would have solved this shit in like 2 seconds. And private plane come in there. All right, Dembe, take care of this fucker. Do it slowly.
Oh man.
But I think we're glossing over a very very important plot point early on in the film.
What's that?
Boobs.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Pretty. What? Like, not 10 minutes into the movie, we get the first set of boobs.
True. I forgot about that.
And there are several sets of boobs in this film.
I thought there was only like 2 or 3 sets.
Well, in that I was gonna bring this up if y'all want that. This film, I mean, I'm looking into the releases of it, right?
Thank you, Mr. Nanders. Titties.
Oh, yeah. Titties, big ass titties. But it was heavily edited.
I bet
There's
I
a
saw the
lot
edited
of stuff.
version.
Well, no, there is. It says the original theatrical release was sloppily cut by approximately 45 seconds to achieve an R rating. Gore shots that were shortened or deleted altogether. And then I guess blood splatter, nudity, a lot of stuff was cut out so they can get that R rating. And then in 2006, it was shown on the Monsters HD channel, completely uncut.
Oh, cool.
And then in 2007, it was finally released. Let me see. Was it 2007? I think it says 2000. Oh, okay. One DVD version released in the late 2007 is the totally uncut version in a beautiful widescreen transfer.
Okay, I haven't seen the totally uncut. I have seen the uncut version.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't imagine. I'm curious now. I want to see the theatrical because that could be a huge clue as to why the movie flopped. I mean, if they were, because you got to think about the MPAA was brutal on films after they let Friday the 13th slip through with an R rating. I mean, that it basically just embarrassed the shit out of them. So they were gunning for anything in the horror genre.
See, that's what pisses me off about the whole ratings. Who the fuck gets to sit out there and say, well, by God, this has to be rated this way. People don't need to see. There needs to be one fucking rating on a film. An A for adult. If you're not an adult, you can't come in here and see this. You know what? Maybe I want to see the gore. Maybe I want to see all that shit.
Yeah,
and the titties.
You got to think of it
exactly.
Too. You got to think of it too, Travis. Like they are beholden to like the shareholders and other people that have their mitts in it and
It's
companies.
all
that are
money
like,
game.
we want,
Yeah.
it's a money game. You're right. I totally agree with what you said, Travis. But you got to realize, those movies that came out. I want to say it was a very bad time for horror movies. I think it was like in 2005, like 2000. I want to say it was 2005 or six. Around that time, I noticed there wasn't much coming out. It was very bland, nothing really. And then movies they would come out that the original had an R rating, but then they're PG-13 to catch the summer crowd of kids and teenagers and stuff. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, release the whole thing, but I'm glad that they do it that way, where they have the uncut version on DVD. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that one.
Oh, you're good.
Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't agree more too. I mean, the executives they wanted to appeal to the largest audience they could.
Well, they need to do
which-
2 versions in theater then.
Yeah,
Do
which
an
is
adult
rarely a good
and a
thing for any
PG-13.
film. Kind of just like we were talking about on the last Ne'er-Do-Wells about modern country music.
But now
they want to try to appeal to every demographic, and they shoot themselves in the foot doing that.
Oh yeah,
You
kind of like
lose all
beer companies.
originality.
But it just pisses me off when they make a horror movie and they cut it down to make it a PG fucking 13.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's bullshit. It kills the creativity. It kills the artwork in it. And it kills the titties, and it pisses me off.
Well, and it depends.
But
that being said,
boobs in movies.
You got to look though back. I'm talking like back then. We're just now getting the unrated version, the director's cuts. Going to Blu-ray, DVD, and all that now from films like RoboCop. I never knew RoboCop was that damn gory.
Yeah.
Until I happened to find an unrated version of a Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh, awesome, unrated. And I'm like, why the hell I need to rate RoboCop? I brought it home, popped it in, and I'm like, holy fuck.
Yes.
Where was this 20 fucking years ago? I was pissed. I'm like, you rating motherfuckers. Get off your high
the
horse.
MPAA, they were horrible.
Oh, that's
I mean,
bullshit,
they were the worst in the 80s. And that's the thing. They didn't have any guidelines they had to go by. It was just these people on this board, whatever their personal opinion was, oh, that's not proper. We got to do away with it.
That's bullshit. We should have done away with them a long time ago. What happened to freedom of speech? Freedom of viewing?
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Nanners, I remember seeing full nudity in PG rated.
Oh, yeah. Back in the early 80s. Yeah, I remember too.
Oh, yeah.
PG, you could show one set of tits in a PG movie back before the PG-13 rating.
That movie Vanishing Point with that guy racing across the country.
Yeah,
that was PG-13.
Yeah, I love that fucking movie.
Scene. Yeah, you know the scene I'm talking about. The girl butt naked on the motorcycle,
driving the Indian motorcycle. Yeah, bush and all.
Yeah, butt ass naked on a motorcycle. It was very beautiful.
What are you doing? You want to come with me?
I want to say it's PG-13.
Are you not into me? Yeah, I remember that. That's badass. Yeah, it was PG-13. I've got only thing you can get is a DVD copy of it. I've got
Wait, no, it can't be PG-13 because Vanishing Point was what year?
1971.
70s.
Okay, no, PG-13 rating didn't come around until Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 84. The MPAA, Steven Spielberg, he petitioned the MPAA to have the PG-13 rating created to keep from getting an R rating on Temple of Doom. Which, looking back at it deserved an R rating.
But if they put it on copy now, they have to give it a rating.
Yes.
So that's why it says it's PG-13 now.
Oh.
So if it's on physical media now, like you buy a DVD now that was printed, of course they didn't have DVD back then. I guess the fuck did they? How old are VHSs?
Oh shit.
Like what?
They're not 70s, are they?
They didn't become popular until the
80s.
Till the mid 80s, but they were around. I think around 78, 79.
Late 70s. Okay, yeah. This one was. When was Vanishing Point made?
1971.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, so yeah, it wasn't even physical media back then on it. But yeah, that's
Oh,
why
now it's
now if
rated
you
R.
oh, it's rated R now.
Yeah, but then
Oh, probably for
13.
probably for explicit drug use and violence and
I remember watching it like on one of the movie channels, like Stars or something, and it was rated
Mhm.
PG-13. And all of a sudden,
Man,
I
I'm
see this
almost
butt ass naked woman. I
positive.
was like,
Wait a minute.
what?
It may be. It's one of my favorites. It may be down here on my movie rack. Let me see if my
All
DVD's
right.
down here. But
God, this is more exciting than when Geraldo
no,
raided
it's
Al
upstairs.
Capone's safe.
That was so dumb. Talk about egg
Oh
on your
fuck.
face. I remember seeing full nudity. Yeah, okay, that's what he said. Okay, yeah, you're right. No, there was back in the day.
Oh
Back
yeah.
in the day. So,
And
All right, Cody. So where are we at on the burning before I got off on my rant on how the
the kids
motherfuckers need to
hiked.
all
They
kick the
they went on the
bucket?
canoe trip and hiked back in the woods for like 10 miles to camp.
Yep. Oh, and they built a raft after they realized that there's somebody out there killing
Yeah,
them
yeah. And
one by one.
what now?
And
I remember. Is this where what's his name? Glazer, the bully dude
Blazer.
who has a sensitive side. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, he goes to bang this chick, and well, certain equipment's not working right. So
Yep.
yeah, he kind of goes
Oh
off
no,
moping. And,
it worked right. It just went off too fast.
that's what it was. Yes,
Remember? Yeah.
but and he gets dispatched about as quickly.
Yep. Yep. I'll be back. Let me run to camp. I forgot he ran back to camp to get something,
Another
and
rubber.
I'll do it. I'll do it real good. It'll be real good this time. I promise. Real good. Real good. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't make it.
Yeah, he gets back and his lady friend's dead, and then he gets the shears through the throat, which is another thing we haven't mentioned. Cropsy and his choice of weapons. I mean, his main thing is these big ass gardening shears.
Yep. You know how hard it'd be to kill somebody with a pair of gardening shears?
That wouldn't be that bad. I mean, they get stabbing would be
Yeah,
kinda
but
doable.
think about it. All right, if you open them up, you don't have a lot of. Have you ever tried to cut anything with them damn gardening shears? They don't work very well.
There's a
Everything's
reason
very
they're for
cut.
hedges. Yeah.
But then, even then, when you got them shut, and if you're going to stab them, your arms are like 2 foot apart. So you're going to be coming up trying to stab them, all that. Yeah, I just don't see it being a real good murder weapon. It looks good on film, but it'd be very easy to knock out of the
It'd
way.
be basically like trying to play an Atari racing game.
Exactly. It'd be really easy to knock it out of the way, kick them in the balls, and then do a mag dump before they get back up. So, yeah. But anyway. So, yeah, then they figure out. What gets me is these people are like a covey of quail. It's like, okay, this guy's taking us out one by one. What should we do?
Let's separate.
You go this way. You go this way. You go this way. And this group's going to stay here. But wait, I'm going to go over. I got to go to the bathroom. No, I'm gonna go by myself. So it's not like there's nobody out here trying to kill us. I'm gonna go over here. I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah, they're not real bright when it comes to that. And then, oh my God, I can't believe he's dead. Well, he just walked out there by himself.
Yeah.
And Cropsy does really good for a man that's been burnt to a crisp and spent 5-10 years in a hospital. I mean, he gets
he's getting around. This guy's getting around, yeah.
Think he's on cocaine?
Has to be.
How's he afford it,
It was
though?
the 80s.
He was a caretaker. He spent 5 years in the hospital. How can he afford cocaine to keep him going?
yeah.
Shit's expensive.
Maybe he robbed a
I make
bank.
pretty.
Maybe that maybe that prostitute he killed, maybe she was pretty successful in her career.
True, might have been.
Saving up to buy a nice house for her and her kids. All down the drain
No
because of
more.
Cropsy.
Not no more. Yep, Cropsy took their milk money. Damn him. So anyway, now
Damn
you get to
you,
the raft
Cropsy.
scene, Cody,
Now what?
where they build the raft and they shove off, They're gonna save the day, and everybody's hoorah and yay, and the raft goes away, and what? 10 minutes
we're
later,
getting to,
it
of
floats
course,
back.
the infamous raft scene that is the main thing this film's known for. And and I know we've skipped over a lot of shit, but that shit don't matter anyway. Well, we mentioned the titties. What do you want from us?
Yeah.
They see this canoe that's like looks like it's almost half capsized in the water, tilted up on its side. So they decide to paddle up to it, which it's one of their canoes, so I can understand. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is what happens next. This guy, and you gotta what he's got. This guy's got to weigh at least 200 plus. I mean, to be as
Easy.
strong as he is,
Oh, yeah.
picking up this big jock dude and stabbing it with one hand, stabbing to the yeah, he's got super burning strength or some shit, but still, he's got to be a pretty big guy. But as experienced canoers, me and Trav can both vouch for this. It's hard enough to stand up and pee out of a canoe.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after an ample amount of paddling fluid. But when this guy springs up out of this fucking canoe and starts going to town on these kids on the raft, yeah, it looks awesome. But the whole time I'm thinking there is no fucking way.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it looks good on camera, but
Which me and Trav have got close to that in the past when we were young. Yeah, when we were young,
23 years ago,
we
at least.
Trav had got a bow fishing set up for his compound bow, and we decided we were going to go bow fishing. Yeah, I got to tell this story.
Out of a canoe
Out of a canoe. So I'm paddling
with
in
lots
front.
of beer.
Yes, and we're paddling up these sloughs on Current River, where we grew up on. It's a very clear stream most of the time. So, I mean, you can see a lot of times 10, 15, 20 foot deep. And
Easy.
we're trying to bowfish. Well, I'm paddling. He's trying to bowfish. And we paddle up this backwater slough, and it's real clear. And I catch out of the right-hand corner of my eye this big drum fish swimming toward under the canoe. And
I see it about the same time he does.
and I don't know that he's standing up in the back of the canoe, and I just point my finger out there, right there, right as he lets go of his arrow, and the fleshings on the arrow grazed my finger, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh.
It was close. And what would have been bad is, bow fishing, there's a string attached to your arrow. So if I would have shot through his hand, we would have had to pull the string through the hole in his hand.
Ouch.
Yeah, that would have sucked. But yeah, it was close.
And might I add, he missed the fish.
Yep. So I remember that because it was on the right-hand side of us, and I spot it, and it starts to turn and go underneath us. And Cody spots about the same time, and it goes underneath. He go right when I'm drawn back and let go. If his arms would have been 1 inch longer, it would have been right through the middle of his hand.
Our buddy Ernest has something to say about that.
Yeah. And then we were in that one slough.
The unofficial Grand Marshal of the Backwoods Horror Show Camp Series.
Yep. Then we were in one slough, and I figured out it's not a good idea to wear a watch when you're bow fishing with the setup I had. Because I shot once, and the string got caught on my watch, and luckily it broke somehow. Because you remember that, Cody? It sounded like a 22 one.
Yeah.
Pow! And the freaking string come back and caught me in the back. And I had a freaking whelp across my back from where it broke.
Yeah, it looked like you'd been whipped. It was great.
Yeah. That's also that time I almost shot that sucker that had leeches all over it. And we're like, yeah, let's get out of this slough.
Do you want me to play the clip of I got it to where?
Yeah, let's see that raft scene, and then we can talk about it some more.
Okay,
Yep.
hold on. Let me set it up real quick, fellers. All right. All right. Blink. Here we go. Oh no. Oh. Oh.
Oh, I forgot about his fingers getting cut off.
Oh. Here's the infamous scene. Oh. I gotta know where he got those shears because any shears
No
I have,
shit.
they would have been broken already. The little
Yeah.
bolt would have loose.
Oh, not just
Oh, man,
that. You try to cut a damn limb half the size of your pinky, and they go and bend.
If only Bruce Lee would have lived long enough, and we could have saw a matchup between Bruce Lee and Cropsey. I mean,
He'd cut his
that would
fucking
be
nunchucks in two with them sons of bitches, though. Them are
yeah.
like those are like the
Yeah,
power of Grayskull shears. They're like He-Man
Yeah.
shears. You can't break the son of a
Midway or
bitches.
whoever owns the Mortal Kombat game series now, for the next Mortal Kombat, come on, we got to have Cropsey. You put everybody else in
Yeah.
there. Fuck.
Well, they can
Mr.
just call him
Clean's
the
in there.
Burnt. Oh, there's the sequel to the Burning. The Burnt. There we go.
You know what's interesting? I didn't know this, and did you already say this that it was known as Cropsey before the burning?
Yeah.
Madman was known as Cropsey, I think.
well,
Yeah,
no,
Madman
I'm
was known as
just-
Cropsey.
Okay. Well, I'm on here, and okay. Well, you know what? They could have got it wrong. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right.
Because that's why they changed the name to Madman, because the killer in the burning was named Cropsey.
Well, it's Cropsey. Okay.
Which they're both basically based on the same urban legend. Which I love Madman too. I mean, that's a
I did too.
quintessential 80s
I didn't
slasher,
see
and
it.
just like The Burning, it really deserved a sequel.
I did not see it until Joe Bob covered it, and when Joe Bob covered it, I watched it. And
Both of those films, The Burning and Madman, I didn't watch until they covered them on the Banana Laser podcast back in 2013.
yeah, I never got to catch them. Well, they covered the Burning on Exploding Heads too,
Yeah.
and I never caught it.
What's cool about this movie too is, like you said, it's based off a kind of like an urban legend type thing, and just the gore. And I've seen people make comments like it's like Friday the 13th. It's ripping it off, and it's like, nah, not really. Because if you look at
No.
Friday the 13th, yeah, exactly. That was tame compared to what we just watched and the other
Yeah.
killings in this movie. I mean, it was like, Savini unleashed on this thing.
Yeah,
And it just that's why it's such a cult classic, because and then a lot of people don't even know about it still. All these new
Oh, yeah.
horror films coming out, and it's something I think that everybody should watch. But yeah, I mean, just look at the craft of it, like the fingers getting cut off and
yeah.
how he pulls up those shears and the blood goes in the air. I mean, that's just how
And the
Okay,
Yeah,
you
it's
deny
girl's
it's
forehead
shot
getting
wonderfully,
ripped
yeah.
open. Yeah, especially with what he had to work at the time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like top 10 scenes in 80s slashers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
And
about
then-
y'all, but like with these types of movies, doesn't something like that stick out? Like especially with these new movies coming out, like little things like that.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like the axe going
Everything-
into the chick's head in Friday the 13th, where it hits
yeah.
that light,
It
and
looks-
and yeah,
It looks
Mhm.
real. It's not like it's CGI. You can just tell when it's CGI. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
just
for
that
sure.
kills it for me. I like the practical effects. The old latex colored skin ripping and tearing and blood spurting, and you see muscle tissue, you see bone tissue. You can tell the difference between them. And Yeah, that's like in our next show. We'll be talking a lot about CGI, but yeah, it does not have the same feel as good practical effects. And I know why they do CGI. It's cheaper,
Yeah.
but especially if
Like
you
I've said
go
before,
on the
I'm a fan
sci-fi
of
CGI
when they use CGI to
to
enhance practical
enhance
effects.
practical
Yeah.
effects, yes. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, but yeah, you just see so much CGI now, and it's like you can't tell the difference between it and a video game, you know?
Yeah. And
So,
I mean, they've
Cody,
got a lot better with CGI,
oh, they've got a lot better. I mean, 10 times better, but still.
but still, 9 times out of 10, you can still say, that's
Mhm.
CGI.
Yeah. Oh, it's like my kids, they're getting into horror and all that, and they're old enough now. I let them watch it, and some of the movies they pick out, they're like, you can just tell, when they see this, the practical effects, they're just like glued to the screen. They're like, whoa, and they've grown up watching CGI, but the practical effects hook them, and that's the difference. So, Cody, I have run out of notes on this one. I know they found one canoe, didn't they? And
Yeah.
then the one camp counselor and one of the campers paddled back, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, to tell the other
And
guy.
Cropsey, they have the final showdown with Cropsey and this. What is this building? It's like an old refinery or something. I don't know.
Oh, no, no, no. It's a old sawmill, isn't it?
Oh, or is it? It's like 2 or 3 stories, and
Crap, I don't remember.
but anyway, yeah, the final chase takes place there, and then, in
Yeah.
my opinion, you get kind of a lackluster uh,
Hmm.
final chase, and we complete. I haven't mentioned at all the not the final girl, the final nerdy kid. Uh,
Yep.
which the first
Yeah, I
part, that's
forgot
the
about him
confusing thing.
too.
This kid, the first part of the movie, the first act, you just want to wring his neck because he's annoying as fuck.
Hmm.
And then they want you to feel bad for him. Like, no, he was being an annoying little shit, and
Hmm.
so that takes away from it. And then how they dispatch of Cropsey is just like, really, that's it?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of went back and forth on, like, you see this badass, awesome scene, and the next few scenes it'd be like, eh. It had a lot of ups and downs in it, but
Yeah.
still, it
Oh,
was a
overall,
great
yeah,
film for its time.
yeah, yeah, definitely one of the pioneers of the slasher genre.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
The kills, it still kept you in suspense, throughout the film, even when the suspense didn't add up to what it was building up to, and then the next scene would be like, oh wow.
yeah, always delivers on the kills.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's still a fun movie overall. I mean, even if the
Yeah,
ending does
and
fall
it.
kind of flat, it kept me engaged,
Hmm.
and
And
it
we kind of looked over. It really tapped into that camp feel too. The kids playing pranks on each other. One guy picking on one of the weaker kids, and the kids band together and go after that guy, like when they shot him
yeah,
in the
you
ass with the
really
BB
believed you were
gun.
at a summer camp.
Yeah, it did. It felt like you were in summer camp. Um, they couldn't have got a better cast for it. The way all these guys interacted, because you had what was his name, the big jock guy that was a dick that thought he was God's,
Blazer.
yeah, Blazer, and then you had Jason Alexander, who was just friends with everybody, but kind of took up for the guys that got picked on a lot and was a rather large fellow himself. Then Fisher Stevens, who was a rich kid, you could tell. His mom and dad was a rich kid because he had a CO2 powered BB pistol. And those were hard to come by back then.
In the early '80s,
Remember,
yeah.
yep,
Only the
that's what he
fancy
shot Blazer
lads.
in the ass for. And yeah, it just, great casting. Uh, Almost a great character piece. you could tell that they
Sure, likable characters, yeah, for the most part. Like
oh
you
yeah,
said, except for the nerdy kid.
they focused on the kids more than they did the counselors. The counselors were just kind of your run of the mill counselors, but the kids they
Yeah.
really focused on them to where you felt more campy.
Which this is 1981, so a lot of the tropes hadn't been developed yet that we're so
True.
used to.
Very
so,
true.
Which I think is to the film's benefit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this kind of set some of the tropes for the following films, really,
Sure.
if you think about it.
But
So, shall we rate this or?
let's put Cropsy to bed,
Sounds good to me.
and with the flaming skull.
A flaming skull. Yep.
Poe,
It,
how many PBRs?
Cropsy will get. I'm gonna give it 1.5 PBRs. I don't need that much to drink to enjoy this movie. So yeah, 1.5. Start on the second one and sip it slow.
there you go.
That's what I'm thinking.
Trav?
I got to give it a 2. A 2 BVRs.
Okay.
I don't know. I was gonna say 2, but I just love that fucking raft scene so much. Yeah, we're gonna give it 1.5 PBRs to get through this one because it's yeah, it's it's that. It's good. It makes me sneeze.
There you go.
Allergies. Mr.
Oh,
Nanners
God.
gives it 12 Bud Lights. Oh no! Why did you? I'm sorry. He said it. You said the magic word, like Pee Wee's Playhouse here.
So you're not in.
This movie or?
I've got that blue ribbon on my mouth.
Oh,
I got that blue ribbon on my mind.
oh Lord.
Oh, that doesn't get old. It's kind of like the Henry Rollins thing. It just doesn't get that old.
Yes.
Henry fucking Rollins?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Mhm.
He had to say it.
'Cause I'm a liar.
We need to get a T-shirt just made of that, of a screenshot of that of Henry Rollins. There, it just says Backwoods Horror Show.
Yeah, we can have like your head, Henry Rollins, my head, Henry Rollins, and then Poe.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn, Henry Rollins is getting to be an old man now.
Yeah. He's a Snowtop now, definitely.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Naked titties, Mr. Nanners. I'm hoping you have a clip for. I'm sorry. No, the YouTube overlords say no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
we gotta adhere to that.
Our show's PG-13 now. Damn, we're getting canceled.
We're at least 1970s PG.
Yeah, this show we make for the lack of nudity, we make a far more with the curse words. So
Yes.
Luke Bryan,
All
yeah.
right.
Luke
So,
Bryan,
shall we head to the ticks that we're gonna burn?
Burning tick, yeah, those little bastards. And one of the many, many things they do in this film that I get a chuckle out of.
Yes.
Because the movie takes itself dead serious at the same time as not taking itself seriously at all. And I'm not
Yes.
sure how I feel about that. So let's get into it, Trav.
All right. So we've got the 1993 movie that probably should have been made in '83. Ticks.
The prequel to Mosquito.
AKA Infestation is what I think it was plugged at in Europe and stuff.
Infested.
Yep. Oh yes, Infested. I caught this one back in the day on TNT's Monster Vision with Joe Bob Briggs. The first movie was Mosquito, and then Ticks was the second one. So it's got some lackluster to me there, but Director Tony Randall. It had a budget of 1.5 million, and I could not find a box office for this one, so I don't know if it went straight to VHS or whatever.
Wow.
One of Seth Green's first roles, and
Yeah,
Clint
'cause
Howard, of course.
This was shortly after Stephen King's It, the miniseries. That was what, 90
Yeah.
or 91, I think.
Yeah, I think 91. So yeah.
But yeah.
Ticks is
And you
I don't know.
can't forget Carlton.
Yeah, that's why I can't take it serious. Carlton's a bully, and Seth Green is in it. So that right there.
Oh yeah.
No.
True.
But Carlton really did go to the federal pen for some time. So, he's got some street cred.
There we go. See? Yeah, this is one of the movies that's, I don't know. It's horrible, but it's great, and it's fun at the same time.
And the practical effects.
Yes. The effects look creepy as shit, because anybody that's had a freaking tick dug into them, that you're like yanking on, especially when it's on the crown jewels down there, and you're having to stretch them some bitches out an extra 7 to 8 inches to get it to pop off. Yeah, it's just,
Mr. Manners. Tony Randall directed Hellraiser 2, the best one.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Yeah. That is my favorite one as well.
Yeah, and the setup for this movie is the ticks have been exposed to a super fertilizer used for illegal pot growers.
By not just any illegal pot grower.
By Clint Howard.
Yeah.
I need to come up with a clip for him now.
And
let me go to work.
Fucking things.
Yeah, we need a Clint fucking Howard clip.
Hell yes, Clint fucking Howard clip. We need one. But the only thing is, ticks, the way they reproduce, it kind of caught me off guard, but I guess the fertilizer changed them. But as you know as well as I do, a tick has to feed off blood, then it gets great big, and then it dies pretty much. It explodes. And that's where all your little seed ticks come from. Yeah. And this one, they just have big pus sacs. And the ticks come out of them, which could be, I guess those could be the ticks that swelled up. But it doesn't show them feeding off anything. But they get the size of softballs. And that's
or
the thing.
Even bigger for the mega tick at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
When we get there. But could you imagine if ticks were the size of fucking softballs? And they still have that numbing sensation, so you don't feel them biting you half the time.
Whoever wrote this did the research on ticks, and I always
could you imagine
that.
digging one of them sumbitches, as hard as them little bastards are to pull off sometimes? Could you imagine one the size of a fucking softball getting on your thigh?
Oh yeah,
and then you having to rip it out. And the bites can make you hallucinate.
Yeah, so, I like that. Like I said, they did the research, because
I like that too.
They have like a little chemical on their pinchers that so you don't feel them digging into you.
Yep. So they can, unless they hit you right on a nerve. But yeah, so they can sit there and feed off of you till they're full, then fall off and reproduce. I got to use the restroom. But anyway, go on. Cody, if you want to.
Don't forget to check for ticks.
Bastards. Yeah.
But yeah, the way this movie starts out, dude, it's just very cliche, run-of-the-mill. Seth Green's dad dropping him off to go to some kind of halfway house camp, rehabilitation camp. I'm not sure what this place is. It's like a house? I don't know.
Well, it's like a troubled teen group therapy thing to where they want to take them out in the wilderness so they can connect with something. What did the woman say? So you can connect with something pure and figure out I forgot how she worded it, but figure out your problems in life.
Through nature.
Yeah, there you go, through nature. That's exactly what she said. Which I can understand that, because
But the one thing that was very realistic, the guy who runs this program, he drags his teenage daughter along on every trip.
Who
with all
doesn't want to
these
be there?
parent kids. Yeah, and she's like, nah, this fucking sucks out here. We go and get fucking bug bites and it's
Mhm.
fucking
Well, I say
nasty.
that's
And,
kind of realistic, and then I say it's not. Okay, if you were that guy and you had a pretty young daughter and you got a bunch of problem teens and some of them boys, would you bring your fucking daughter on every one of these trips, Cody?
no,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
But then again, though, we find out partway through the film, he's not thinking with the right head in this film either. He's
Uh,
basically there to bang the other camp counselor, you can
the
say.
head counselor lady who is
Yes.
actually there to help kids, and he's just trying to
He's
look
there to
show up
make
for her.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But Seth Green,
But
he's Seth Green in this movie. You know,
yeah. Well,
he
I
always
like
kind of
Seth
played
Green.
Seth Green.
Don't get me wrong, I like Seth Green, but I don't care what his character's name is. It's Seth Green. He's the same actor in every movie.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
well,
which
except
movie it
maybe
is.
for when he was on Entourage playing himself on Entourage, and he played like a giant dickhead bully uh,
Yeah.
type of guy. That
He's kind of a more successful Jay Muse when you think about it. Jay Muse is the same way.
who's his Silent Bob then?
Yep.
I said, who's his Silent Bob then? If he's Jason Mewes.
Well, that's kind of what carried Jay Muse through his career. With no Silent Bob, there would have never been Jay Muse. But Seth Green doesn't need a Silent Bob. So I said he's more successful than Jay Muse.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's just one of those character actors that's just that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you now.
I did kind of like where, he had this thing where his dad left him in the woods to go bang some bar whore, and he spent the night at the tree, and it gave him this, what's that phobia called? Where you're not afraid of enclosed places, you're afraid of wide open spaces. I can't remember what it
The
is.
opposite of agoraphobia, whatever that is.
No, not agoraphobia. Claustrophobia. The opposite of
Claustrophobia
it.
when you
Yeah, he's afraid of wide open spaces. Like he can be in a house, a cabin, a vehicle, but if he gets out
No,
in the middle of the
agoraphobia. Maybe
open,
that is it when you're afraid to be outdoors.
it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. Agoraphobia. I think you are right. It's afraid of the wide open spaces and the outdoors. Yeah. That was kind of a neat little deal he did. There kind of built the character and why he is there, and his piece of shit dad
right off
isn't
the bat,
any
he
better.
runs into Carlton at at this
what the fuck was his name?
makeshift under the bridge overpass basketball
Ball court.
court.
Yeah. What the hell's his name in this? I've got him roped down as the black kid because I can't remember his name. Fuck, he had a weird name in this movie. But anyway, we'll continue
Something
on.
like that. Panic.
Do what?
Panic.
Yep, Panic. Yep.
Panic
he does
at the
kind of
disco.
panic. He does kind of panic when that tick latches onto his leg, but I can't really blame him. That would fucking suck.
And they just let this kid bring a switchblade on the bus with him. That's a
Yeah, they all see it, and a dog.
then he gives the head counselor chick gives him a big hug. Come over here with your switchblade and give me a big hug.
Yeah, it's like okay. Yeah, it's very kind of loosely written, but still fun. The movie really doesn't take off till they get to the camp.
And then it picks up pretty quick. I mean, you don't waste a lot of time, and these ticks are already getting around.
Well, you get to Clint Howard, where you see him making the super fertilizer, because what was it, the lumber mill or whatever, or the big timber industry had shut down. The EPA or something had shut them down.
So a lot of the guys had went to cash crops, they said, yeah.
Yep. And Clint, he made this super fertilizer, and yeah, it worked great. It grew pot fast, it grew pot great, but it also grew ticks.
And Clint
Very fast.
Howard is not, in my opinion, not in this movie enough. Although
No, he's not.
his scenes are golden in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, especially when that poor girl runs into him. Help me! I'm
Yeah,
infested!
and he's already got ticks
Shoot
inside him.
me!
They
Yeah,
bite it, run into people, and they don't just latch onto him. They burrow under the
yeah,
skin and
yeah.
traverse under their skin throughout their body. So it's like
Yeah,
lots of body horror in this film.
yes. Half of them, these ticks are strong enough where if they just bite you and get blood, some of them do, but the other ones are strong enough they just keep burrowing. And everybody that's been in the country's had a damn tick so deep you couldn't hardly get it out. And I feel them ticks dig down as far as they can, then they stop. But these sons of bitches are strong enough; they just keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, he stabs himself in the leg, shoots
No,
himself in the leg,
this
and
goofy bastard. I guess he's getting ready to leave to call it a day. So he's
mhm.
got all these big conda traps. He's sitting all
Oh
over
yeah, I
the
forgot about
floors,
that.
and then he sees one of the tick egg sacs in the bin or something on the wall, and he goes and looks
Oh, it
at it,
fell
and
off. Yeah,
yeah,
it fell off the wall or something, and he heard it
well,
and
the
saw
tick burst out of it, and he freaked out, steps back, and just steps right in one of these conda traps that he just set. So it slices him on the leg, and he falls back, and then he sees there's all these egg sacs all over the ceiling, and a big one falls down and knocks him out.
Yep.
So this poor bastard,
Yep.
and when he wakes up, he's got him crawling all under his skin, and it's like I said, it's right up there with Cronenberg body horror.
Oh yeah. Then they cut back to the kids, in the van, and that van looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks. That's an old Dodge. Old Dodge. The only difference is
Oh no,
our
that's
old
older.
van
That's an
had
older model than our old Dodge float
a
van we had. I
little
thought you were
bit,
talking
but
about
not.
another movie.
No, no, not that far off. It's only a few years older than the church van that we used to use
Now
as a float van.
the one in Friday the 13th Part 3 it's an 84, and ours is 86.
Yeah.
The only difference was the headlights, because ours had single
Yeah.
headlights, and the one in Friday 3 still had the 4 headlights.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
But they're going up, and they cue the steroid scene in this one.
Oh
They
yeah,
all go into.
Carlton's rooting through all the other kids' bags, stealing their shit, and of course he has to find this one minority kid's stash of big blue steroid pills.
Yeah, which this kid wasn't. Well, it didn't even look like pills. It looked like mushrooms or something. It looked
Yeah,
weird.
it was like
Uh,
a push pop or something.
and
I don't know.
and the kid that used the steroids wasn't really big. He was cut, but he wasn't really big, ripped. They kind of miscast that. But because hell, that guy wasn't 150 pounds. He was just cut. But yeah. So Panic finds those, and then they move on, and all the kids are kind of out doing their own things. And long story short, they discover the ticks, or no, they don't discover the ticks. Panic's dog gets taken out by the ticks.
Yeah, well, and the one gets on the head counselor's daughter's back
Yep.
whenever she's out in the woods with Seth Green.
Only thing, it's still like the sack though, so they can't see what it is, and it's just got its legs sticking out, dug into her, and they knock it off and run back. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Panic's dog gets taken out by the ticks, and he's like, "Hell with this, I'm going back to the city."
I was impressed with that too. I'm like, yeah, they killed the dog right off the bat. They're not playing around.
Oh, Jamie J. Sammons would be so upset right there.
Definitely can't kill the dogs, but
Yep.
yeah, and it's a pretty brutal kill too for this poor dog.
Is this dog? You got the blood, you got a little bit of spurtage, and this thing's like in a Tourette's Down syndrome, freaking explicit death scene. It's rough to watch. I mean, well, anybody that's had a pet that kind of suffered when it was going out, they're sitting there twitching really badly, and it's a realistic looking scene.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought Carlton, I can't remember the actor's name, but I thought he did a good job of acting in this film. Like you said,
Yeah.
I thought he sold me as because I didn't recognize him right off the bat, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, he's playing
It's like
the
a
inner
young city
city gang
punk.
member.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty well, and then when his dog dies, he showed his character had some range.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I feel
And
they really
then
tried with the characters on this because they really wanted to make
yeah.
it look like show these kids, misfit kids, bonding together. And
Oh, don't forget
it's
about
not
the
terrible
Backwoods.
writing. It's not good writing,
No,
but
it's
it's not
not
terrible.
terrible, but it's the best you can make out of a film like this too.
Yeah, really.
You know, I mean, I would like to see him remake Ticks. I really would. Completely different story though, but I think it'd be kind of a neat
Still
little
with Seth Green though.
aspect.
Make a requel.
Yeah, and kill him right off the bat.
Yes.
Have a tick burrow up his piss hole. But anyway, that's an even completely different movie. um, but don't forget the friendly country folk that has a really weird accent that comes in with his buddy that has the really nasty teeth that hit on the daughter at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, is it just me or that guy, his boss was just completely out of character sequence on any possible level on this.
Yeah, he plays like he's like a New
Kind
York
of like
Mafia
a
member or something.
British English accent degenerate. I don't even know how you describe his accent in this
Sir.
movie.
Sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it just they didn't. I understand the old Billy Bob with the nasty teeth fits the narrative, but that guy like,
Yeah,
well, no.
that was definitely the stereotype they were going for but with the main bad guy, it was like what
Yeah.
are they trying to do here?
Yeah, he didn't fit the credentials at all.
Always taking out his
Uh,
comb and combing his hair.
yeah, and just
I'm
and
like,
the trench
okay,
coat,
yeah,
the trench coat that died in the '80s that he wore, the loose cloth trench coat. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and this guy, I got to give to him though. He's a tough motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Well, which one, Panic or the wannabe
Both,
British guy?
both.
Yeah, yeah, they both are. Cause yeah,
So
Panic
Panic, yeah,
leaves.
he takes off after his dog dies, and he gets one of the ticks. I guess he falls asleep and wakes up, and one of them's in his leg. He pulls one off.
No, what the hell does he do? Now he fell asleep and he woke up and he took off walking the next morning. Then he felt it,
Yeah,
and it was in his leg, and he stabbed
and he
it.
starts
And
tripping out and shit.
got it out. Yeah. Then he stumbles into Sir's pot patch, and this was a goofy fucking part of the movie.
Yeah, it
So
did not work at all.
they fight each other. The hillbilly guy fights him and then winds up getting stabbed and off of him, and then Sir shoots at him and hits a propane tank, and it explodes and catches all their weed on fire.
And he's
The
not
pot
doesn't seem a
fields.
bit upset over this. He's like, eh.
Well, and not only that, I mean, propane tanks don't go up that easy.
In the movies they do. But then he
Especially from a
shoots
fucking
Carlton.
shotgun. Yeah.
So what does
Hits
Carlton do
him.
as he slides down this embankment?
Yeah, for some reason, the steroids are going to get him through.
Yeah.
So he pulls out that little blue bag of steroids and downs them, and then takes off running.
And it
It's
works. It works.
It's like, okay, words I don't understand. But then they cut back, and so the fire has all these ticks running toward the cabin now.
Running
where
them out of
all
the
the-
woods, yeah.
Yeah.
Forest fire.
And Sir and Billy Bob Teeth show up there. And this is the movie's high point and also its low point at the same time. I know that
Yeah.
sounds really weird, but
We're
it is.
we're in the third act.
Yeah, we're there's no coming back. And once you've
No.
started watching this, you can't stop.
Yeah, you keep expecting it to get better.
Yeah. And it doesn't, but then it's still entertaining.
Yeah, but
Uh,
the third act it does pay off for the most part.
Yeah.
We glossed over when they're finding the the head counselor's daughter and this other girl who wasn't talking the whole.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
they
trip for
find
some
the
reason. They
sheriff.
go fishing. Yeah, and they find. And did I miss it? Did we see the sheriff get killed?
Mm. We also missed the part where they took the dog to the vet, and the vet finds the tick.
Oh yeah,
in it.
another great
So
special effects
yeah,
showcase.
yeah, the tick's running around. They're trying to catch, and these fuckers are fast.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
they
they got
run like
they got the
25 mile an
syringe in
hour.
its back when she pulls it out of the dog's
Mhm.
abdomen. And
Yeah, so they all know about the
there's some
big
buff
ticks
little
now.
bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, so they all know. Which think about how strong a fucking tick is, though.
Yeah.
How this little bitty motherfucker, how sometimes you can't even keep a hold up with your fingers to get him to let go and get him out, and you got to get tweezers, and sometimes you pull his head off. Could you imagine if these motherfuckers were that size, how strong the hell they'd be able to latch onto your bones and you wouldn't get them off?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's definitely a scary thought.
yeah. So I feel if they remade this movie now, it could be pretty. I mean, I don't see it being no box office, you know, buster or anything, but I would like to see a remake of this movie with a complete different storyline and everything, though. As I said,
Bring back
I'd like-
Clint Howard too.
hell yes.
Shut up.
He-
You're not funny.
Perfect.
You can play that
But
every 3 seconds on this show.
yeah. So the fire's running back to the cabin, and Sir and Hillbilly Bob, I can't remember his name, they wind up getting to the cabin. They know the ticks are coming. Well, they let them in. That's fucking stupid. In my view, I'd let them some bitches burn or get ate by the ticks. And then the shit goes wrong. You know, Sir shoots one of the camp counselors in the legs and all that. Then they let
The head counselor, the dude that was trying
Yeah.
to get laid.
Yep. Yeah, then the black kid shows up and they let him in after a big
Carlton,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, they did this to me. They did
Yeah,
this
he's
to me."
doing good. And they like. I like this too, the special effects and them paying attention to detail. I mean,
Yeah.
how any folks who have grew up in the country have torched, pulled a tick off and laid it on the ground and torched it before, and they do swell up and pop.
And they
And-
blow up. They boom.
And
A lot of times that when they pop, you lose them because they actually do when they go pow, they go phew, and they go flying whatever direction they pop at.
but it's hilarious because these ticks, just like their venom, whenever they bite people, it's almost like LSD. It's enhanced their venom. It also makes them very explosive, and so the poor Carlton's got one on his fucking face, and they light the lighter, and this thing just boom. I mean, it sounds like a
Boom.
shotgun going off.
I mean, they just touch the fire to it, you know, and it boom. These some bitches blow up with anything.
Okay, Poe said he's had enough. Got your credits.
Sorry, I'm messing with stuff back here, and I accidentally hit it. I was like, "Damn it!"
Oh, you're good. But yeah, it doesn't take nothing to make them explode, which adds to the effects in the last part of this. But
Yeah, which the third act is
Excuse
just a special effects showcase. I mean,
oh yeah,
and I guess, well, I don't want to skip over Sir. He at gunpoint orders his bad tooth hillbilly to go get the van and drive it down there so
Yep.
he can escape. And these guys are willing to take him with them. You know, they want to work together. He's like,
Yep.
no, I'm leaving you guys.
yep.
And they even reason with him. They're like, hey, you know, if all of this we got more of a chance of surviving if we all go with you. He's like, no, I'm gonna leave you here. And so
Yep.
the hillbilly guy runs out there and he makes it to the van, surprisingly enough. But
There's ticks in the van.
there's ticks in the van. And one bites him right on the spinal cord, right at the back of the neck. He pulls it off, but he's already tripping out on
Yeah,
the
it's too
tick's
late.
venom then. And Sir comes out the door, wanting to see what the fuck's going on. And this guy's tripping out and is seeing flashbacks of the sheriff he killed, the zombie sheriff now.
Zombified sheriff. I believe he was shooting at him too, wasn't he? The zombified sheriff had a
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
floors it, and Sir's dad's like, "What the fuck is this asshole doing?" So he starts shooting at him because he's driving the van quickly right toward him, and he not in this rock cabin, wasn't it?
No. It was a log cabin.
It was log, but still,
Yep.
he runs
Had a
the
rock
hits,
fireplace, but
hits Sir, and knocks him, runs through this wall, and this
wall in the
fucker
door.
still gets up from this. The
No
hillbilly's
broken
dead.
bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hillbilly's dead. Hillbilly's dead as fuck, but he drives Sir through the wall, through the cabin. Sir survives. Sir's good.
He's good. He's got a little blood running down his face, but
Must be that
fine.
must be that stuff he combs in his hair all the
it
time.
gotta be.
Yep.
Yeah, if the getting burnt, third-degree burns over your entire body gives you super strength, then it makes sense that a magic comb gives you superpowers.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
he gets, and he still tried to fuck these kids. They're trying to help him. He's still trying to fuck these kids over. And they finally hold him down. Who won it? Which one was it? Seth Green that stabs him, or is it one of the other kids?
One of them tackled him. I don't remember who, and then the
They
others
hold him
went
down.
and held
Finally
him
stabbed
down.
him, and he's still not
They
dead.
stabbed him with something. Yeah, he's still not dead. Then they all retreat
They stab him in
Panic-
the chest.
because Panic starts doing the disco on the floor.
Break
after he's been
dancing, yeah.
dead for 30 minutes. Yeah. And this is where the steroids kick in, which was a crazy plot
Device. Yeah, like somebody thought that was a good
steroids.
idea.
Because this giant fucking tick starts coming out of Panic.
Well, yeah,
guess
it
'cause it
starts
was
spreading. He
inside
starts
him.
having, and this is the longest creature transformation scene in movie history. I'm pretty sure
It's longer than American Werewolf in London.
because they're cutting from all the other kids going up,
Running upstairs.
trying to escape and get
Sir,
out of the building, and then it'll cut back every now and then to the legs popping out more.
But it
more
was
of the
pretty well done though.
It's a cool transformation.
Yeah.
They just
And then
spend so much
especially-
time cut away
yeah.
from it that I forget the transformation's even going on.
And then when Panic's head splits in half, that was pretty cool. Panic's head, you see the cuts start going like the saw blade, and all of a sudden his head splits in half, and the tick head comes out of it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And then he eats her.
Yeah, and then the reveal of the giant steroid tick.
Mm-hmm. Then they're upstairs trying to figure out how to get to the van. Yep, and that's when Seth Green does his little Tarzan deal. For some reason, though, what I couldn't figure out, okay, this is what gets me. All right, the van is crashed into the cabin. The window's right here. Why did they have to swing out and go that far away? Why couldn't they just hung out the window and drop down? Got on the van, backed it up. But wait, if I'm not wrong on this, when he gets in the van, isn't it parked away from the cabin?
I was just assuming it was a different van.
There was one van. They had one van they drove up there, remember?
Yeah, I don't have a clue then.
Screw up. I think this was a screw up in the movie because the van's crashed into the cabin. He swings away, gets in another van, drives it up to the cabin. They get in again. It's the same van through the whole movie.
And then the workout guy, the muscle dude that's with the steroids, he's the last one out, and the tick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
the big steroid tick shows up and is biting his leg. And Seth Green, he looks back and sees him, and then is automatically at the top of the window. It's like with a broom.
Like, throw this to me.
Yeah,
it's a 2-story window.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like a 2-story window too, and I'm like, Seth Green's got superpowers.
Yeah, he goes from being in the driver's seat of this van to instantly being at the top of this, climbing back up this.
I mean, even if you got on the van and jumped up it, that's still a hell of a climb.
But he shoves the
I don't-
burning broom in the mouth of the tick. And this is great because we got to get out of here. So instantly they're all in the van again.
And evidently, when ticks take steroids, it takes them much longer to explode.
Yes. And this
'Cause you
tick, when
remember-
it explodes,
It explodes the whole fucking cabin.
fucking house, yeah.
Yep. But that being said, it's still a fun fucking movie. I like it. It's
Yeah.
worth a watch. You know,
I mean, not great characters, but most of them are
No.
good enough. The writing's not,
The-
like I said, it's not good, but it's good enough that
yeah.
you do get at least halfway invested in some of the characters. And
It's gooderish.
Gooderish.
I guess you could say.
but the effects, that's what to come
Yes.
to this film for.
It yeah,
Practical effects. These ticks make your skin
Are-
crawl.
creepy as fuck. Especially if you've ever been bit by these motherfuckers and been covered in them before. It's like, God.
And I watched intentionally. I knew it was on Tubi, but I intentionally watched the shitty version that's on VHS copy rip that's on YouTube, just because I didn't want to be able to see it in high def or
It's-
better definition. And I enjoyed it more for that. I think the effects,
Well,
at least.
Tell you what, I watched it on high def on Tubi, and I was really, because I remembered them ticks being creepy as shit, and I was not
Yeah.
disappointed in high def, dude. They still, even when they're just little puppets doing that. I didn't get a chance to look at behind the scenes or anything for the show, but they're just little puppets. But even their little creepy crawl, they look real.
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
they
they-
scurry across the floor,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't see anything, and that's a little remote control on wheels, but you can't see it at all. They did a really good
Yeah, and
job
the
on
sound
practical
design
effects on
with
this.
them,
Oh yeah, taking off because you can just hear them little motherfuckers with their little claw. Because that's what a tick basically has is claws. They're not feet. They're not little hands, they're little claws. And if them some bitches
They're-
as big as softballs,
They're
you're gonna
like
hear
they're
them
like a
scurrying
little
across the
asshole
floor.
lobster that sucks blood.
Yep. With venom, so you can't feel them sucking your blood. Oh,
The more you know.
all right. We were just talking about how we both had a tick hanging off our package before we started this show. Could you imagine if that tick was the size of a fucking softball hanging off of your shit? You'd go to pull it off, and one of your nuts would go with it. Oh, freaking backwoods vasectomy right there. It gets in your sack.
Yeah.
It bites and takes the fucking tube with it. Damn it. Biting little bastards.
Yeah, I fucking hate them.
So that is pretty much the movie Ticks.
Yeah, I don't think we're missing much.
No, and y'all, I know we downplayed it, but it's a lot of fucking fun.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. You got to see it at least once. And if you see it
And,
once, I guarantee you'll want to see it again.
Yeah, we didn't mention. Well, we kind of glossed over Clint Howard's demise in this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
When he
about
runs
it.
up on the chicken, the practical effects here, you can see them crawling under his face.
Yeah.
And on his
the,
face, and he plays
well,
it.
yeah,
in
the
true
steroid
Clint
kid.
Howard, yeah, in true
And-
Clint Howard fashion. And this chick's just freaking out, and he's trying to give her his gun because I can't see him. Well, he can't see him
Yeah.
where they're crawling. So he
Oh,
wants her-
remember he grabs her and pins her to the ground and looks at her and says, I'm infested.
Yeah.
And you see this shit crawling. Help me! Shoot him! Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah,
keeps
and
trying to
then
give her the
when she-
gun.
Yeah, when she knocks him off of it, and he's laying there, and he about the time he gets the gun cocked is gonna shoot himself, he fucking dies.
Yep.
I'm like, he had a
Yeah.
bad day.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, because him and
Which the moral
I
of the
mean,
story is
wear your rubbers.
don't wear your rubbers, and I was gonna say don't do drugs. The more you know.
No, don't No, it's don't grow drugs. See, if he would
Oh,
just been doing drugs, he would have been fine, but he was the grower. So he got infested.
The more you know.
Yep. That's like a reading rainbow.
that's like a reading rainbow.
Yeah, it's like a reading rainbow clip or something, isn't it? The more you know.
That's Backwoods PSA.
I got.
Yeah, that needs to be a new segment for the show. Backwoods PSA.
Oh, dude, we'll come up with something. It'll be funny.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I got some. I'm kind of ripping off our other show, but there's some trivia with ticks. Y'all want to play some trivia real quick? I know it's getting late.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna do a Backwoods movie trivia for ticks.
Trivia with Trav.
Trivia, yeah, with Trav and Cody. It's all of us.
Cody. Yeah.
Okay. How long do you think this movie took to be shot?
3.5 weeks.
Cody.
3.5 weeks and 1 hour.
Oh God, dude, you're doing the prices right on him. Close, but no cigar, gentlemen. It was shot in 5 weeks.
Wow. I can't believe they pulled off all those effect shots in 5 weeks. That's crazy.
What did Seth Green do when he had an appearance on the Late Show with David Letterman when he was talking about the film? Like, what was he?
He denied
Walked
being
out.
in it.
Hold
He
on.
walked out with the tick on his sack.
Okay, so I'll give you a multiple choice. A, he loved being part of the film. B, he made fun of the film. Or C, it was the greatest film he's ever been a part of.
Made fun of the film.
You got it. He poked fun at the film during an appearance on David Letterman in 1999.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a sarcastic little bastard.
He's redheaded. He comes by it
Yeah.
pretty damn honest.
Here is hold on, I have another one. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. What are, despite the movie subtitles, ticks are really this, but they're known as this in the movie. What are they? What are ticks more related to?
Insects?
Okay,
Parasites?
they're known. Okay, well, I would have guessed parasites too. 'cause it's
Vampires.
like blood.
They're known as parasites, but they're like vampires. They referred to them as in the film.
They're known as insects, but they are arachnids. They're closely related to spiders and scorpions. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I would have
I
guessed
didn't either.
parasite too, because that's what bed bugs are kind of labeled under.
Yeah, they're parasites. That's crazy.
Special effects creator Doug Beswick wrote the original screenplay 2 decades earlier under the title. What do you think the title he came up with was?
Maybe infested.
Infested.
No, you already said that, but he wrote it under something else. It has something to do with blood and all that stuff.
Blood-sucking freaks.
Any guess is just fun. You don't have to get it right, because I don't think I would even got this one right. Travis, give me the best guess you got, buddy. Oh, look,
Minstrel
Mr.
Mayhem.
The spider. What'd you say?
Minstrel mayhem.
Minstrel Mayhem. I think
Can I change my answer to that?
Yeah, you got Cycle of Blood. He wrote it
Cycle
under
of Blood.
I was damn close.
Blood. Yes, you were, which is freaking
Wait.
weird.
Judges?
I
Judges?
I believe the Jeopardy judges would give me that
They'll
point.
accept it.
Oh wow, I didn't know this. This is we're done with the trivia part, but this is just a little something. David Gale had originally been cast as the Heavy but he died a year before production started. Wow,
Oh shit.
that is
Oh,
crazy.
you were talking about how they are related to scorpions.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen a scorpion tick?
no, I've seen a
I
scorpion.
have got one off of me many, many years ago. And it was a crazy looking tick because it looked like it had like the front legs or arms went out and like looked like little bitty scorpion pinchers. And so we took pictures of it, and I think we took it to conservation. And there is actually, it's not really the scientific name for it, but it is like they call it the scorpion tick. Its pinchers aren't anything like a scorpion, but they resemble the front arms of a scorpion. It's
Huh?
pretty wild.
That's crazy. And I got
Yeah.
to look into that because I've never heard of that. But we have what are called sun spiders. And
Yeah.
they have the body, they don't have a tail or anything, but they kind of resemble a scorpion, but they're freaky
Yeah.
looking spider legs. Yeah. Um, excuse me. Here's another interesting tidbit. It said 4 minutes of footage were shot and completed but were removed from the film before final release. This footage has never been seen in any release. Can you believe
Well,
that?
that
Really?
sucks.
What the hell? They need to
So many
release it.
90s horror flicks, you know,
Release
like that.
it.
They just throw that shit to the side.
Dude,
Isn't
we
that
need to
what
get a hold of Joe Bob on that. Maybe he can get that shit released for his show.
It may not exist anymore.
Yeah, they could have like
True.
you know how studio fires happen and everything.
Well, look at Friday the 13th Part 2. I mean, we just recently, a couple of years ago, got the finally got the uncut footage from it.
Mm.
And it was sitting on VHS in some dude's basement.
That's crazy.
They had to do what they call baking the VHS because the VHS mold to retrieve the footage.
That's insane, dude.
But yeah, I think I can't.
we didn't even rate it yet. I kind of
That's what I was about to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
I can't stomach any more ticks. So let's rate this bad boy and put it to bed.
Oh man. Cody, go ahead.
Okay. I had fun with this movie. It was a first time watch for me.
No
I'd
shit.
been aware. Yeah, I'd been aware of it since it came out. Pretty much. I remember seeing the previews of it and Clint Howard on the previews, and I just one of those I'd never gotten around to, and I don't regret it. I had fun with it. You know, it's just like when we covered Mosquito. It's a throwback to the old creature features. This one does it a little better.
Little better.
And I don't
yep.
remember what I rated Mosquito, but whatever I rated Mosquito, it probably takes about a beer less to get through this one. So I'm going to give it 2.5 PBRs.
Wow.
That's a really good rating.
That is.
But yeah,
Damn good rating.
For the creature effects, if nothing else, and if you want to see a young
Oh, yeah.
Seth Green and Carlton as a fucking gangster.
Hell yeah.
Well, Poe, what would you rate her as?
Oh my God, with ticks, and it's been a while since I've seen it, but hearing you guys talk about it, I started thinking of scenes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a full 10 on this one.
Oh, damn.
10 PBRs. You heard it here.
Well, it's got a lot of nostalgia for me. Like I said, with the Monster Vision throwback, watching shit with my dad. Because I remember me and Dad watching Mosquito and this one together, laughing our ass off, and also cringing at the fucking ticks. Because, you know, you can just tell, he's like, God damn, I think I got one chewing on me right now, you know. I got to give it a 4 PBR.
4? That's not bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe I rated it too high, but
Hey, that's fine.
No, but you
That's
had
the way
fun.
it goes.
for a first
Yeah,
watch,
exactly.
for a first watch, I did not have an unpleasant experience.
I gotta say that I don't know who had the better effects, Mosquito or this one. I think what killed Mosquito's
This one
effects
definitely. Oh,
was
I'd definitely say this one.
Well, what killed Mosquito's effects was its fucking cutbacks to the old.
Their green
What did
screen
they call
crap
that?
they did, yeah.
No. It wasn't green screen back then. It was the cut paste. It was kind of like they done the first episode of South Park.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the cut paste. I forgot what they call that, but it's not clay animation, but it's kind of like the same thing. Only they use paper and stuff to do it. You know, when they show the swarms coming in, yeah, they were horrible. But the practical effects of Mosquito were pretty damn badass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, like you said, but Ticks though is I mean, it's consistent with its effects. That's the high
yes,
point of the
very.
film. If you're wanting to go
Exactly.
in for a good creature feature with cool effects, this you probably won't be disappointed with this film.
Yep. Yep, I agree. I do rate Ticks higher than Mosquito. But they're both a lot of fun.
Yeah. At least a good one-time watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd watch Ticks again.
Drunk.
Nah, I wouldn't have to be drunk.
I would.
Mosquito helps. But yeah. Oh, I want to introduce the kids to Ticks. I think that'd be a good one to introduce the kids to. That would freak them out.
Oh yeah, especially as much as I get into my kids before they run outside when they get home. I was like, Jesus Christ, hang on, let me spray some bug spray on you before you head out there. And yeah, they don't ever listen.
Yep. Oh, the thing that scares me now about the damn ticks is all the fucking Lyme's disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever and all that shit. Nowadays, you know, it seems like it's running more a little rampant than what it did back in the day when me and you was out catting around as young. But that's what scares the fuck out of me is one of the kids getting. All it takes is one damn tick to fuck you up for life.
My oldest, you remember, Sid? Yeah, she wasn't a year old and got had one on her arm, and it was just like the perfect textbook of that bullseye circle on her arm. Fortunately, we caught it really quick, like within hours of her getting it on her arm, and she they were able to give her the proper medication to counteract it, and we still don't know what the lasting effects are going to be, though.
No, you won't. It may visit her when she's in her teens, or
because Lyme disease causes all kinds of health issues.
Yes,
it does. On down the line. I mean,
and you can be infected with Lyme disease for years before it finally kicks in, too.
Yeah.
It's like the HIV of the tick world.
That was a missed opportunity in that movie. Nobody said, fuck, after they pulled one of those big bastards off. That would have been a great comedy moment. Fuck, now I got Lyme disease.
Wait, we just thought of a new movie. HIV-infected ticks.
Oh, no.
Tib ticks.
Dare to go in the woods.
Dick ticks. Oh, no.
Damn. You better wear your leg rubbers before you go walking through the woods. Oh, better yet, herpes ticks.
Raping ticks. They're so giant they start raping everybody. How about that?
Damn.
Look, I'm agoraphobic now.
Raping ticks with herpes. Oh, man. Oh, we need to call Lloyd Kaufman on this one. He'll sign us up to make movies off them ideas right there. I guarantee you.
Heck yeah.
Sure, he's getting old and senile enough. Why not?
Then we can have a special guest appearance from Toxic Avenger taking out the ticks with HIV.
Lights his mop on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, we just come up with the whole movie right there.
I know. Yeah. Shit. Let's do it.
Oh. Wait, how are you going to tell if the Toxic Avenger catches herpes, though, from our ticks?
Yeah, he already is like a walking boil. Yeah.
Does pus pockets change colors or what?
Speaking of which, is anybody here excited for the Toxic Avenger remake?
No, not really.
No.
Not really.
Will I watch it? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it just to see how bad it is.
Hopefully it'll surprise us.
People in it, they got some top shelf actors in it, so we'll see what they do. Well, now we don't know. There's a writer's strike, and now everything's on hold. So we don't know what we're gonna get now.
Yeah.
True.
We have no idea what's gonna happen. They put everything
Yeah, I think
on hold.
Kevin Bacon is the villain in it, I think, if I'm
Oh, just like in real life.
Woke
he's
bacon.
a villain in real life, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Speaking of which, shall we get into some news from the holler?
Hell
Ooh.
yeah.
All right, hold on. We got that's a cue. Is Troma making it? I don't think. No, I don't think it's going to be.
It's mainstream Hollywood. I don't remember. It's one of the big production companies that's making it, though.
It's probably gonna make Troma more money than any of their movies ever have, though.
All put together.
Yeah. Hell, they may get Tom Cruise to star in it now.
Dude.
I would laugh my ass off so much if this movie really does take off and is a huge hit.
Yeah.
And spawns all these other Troma remakes where they completely butcher the Troma films. More than Troma butchered the Troma films.
They can make it where Scientologists created the Toxic Avenger, so Tom Cruise would feel comfortable coming on board.
I will say that, like
Scientologist Toxie.
Believe in Gornak or whatever the hell they believe in. What was I going to say? Oh, the writer strike thing I alluded to before. It's someone, I forgot who it was. I saw it on Twitter. Damn it, I should have saved it because I didn't know I was going to talk about it on here. But director, I'll think of him in a minute. I can see his face right now. I just can't think of his name. But anyway, he said that they've like Hollywood and all these studios have been kind of preparing for this. That pretty much he alluded to that this is not a mistake. Like they want this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course, Lloyd Kaufman wants it to happen. That's going to be a fucking big, like you said, the biggest paycheck he's ever got.
Yeah, so I'm saying like all the independent people making stuff get after because Hollywood
he's old. He's old and close to death, so he's like, yeah, I'll fucking cash in.
Yeah, Hollywood's
I'll sell out.
It'll have is stuff that's already been made from the last couple of years. After that, they're going to run out because everybody's at a standstill, and you have actors and all these people going out there giving pizza to the writers, striking, and all that stuff, which is fine. I get it. You're going to strike because you want more money. Think about all the money the studios have been making all this time, and maybe writers don't get paid enough. And
no, they're getting just such a small fraction, and that's the way it is. The production companies are the only ones that make any money.
Cody, here's your chance to become the writer you always wanted to be. Everybody's on strike.
Now all I have to do is learn how to spell.
Scab. But
it's affecting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's interesting, and yeah, they deserve more. I think also they're not only us regular folk, feeling the inflation, but I guess everybody else is too. They're like, hey, it's expensive to live out here. Yeah.
Oh, especially them living in Cali,
I want to hear it. They can move the fuck out of California.
Yeah, but they're flocking to Texas, and they're
half of the state.
They're fucking up your state. I know. I hear you. They're coming here too, just not as bad as they are.
Oh no.
I thought Texas had the wall. Why ain't you shooting them fuckers as they come across?
Wrong side. Wrong side. They don't have a wall there. They need a wall.
Texas. It's Texas. It doesn't matter. They come across, show a California ID, bam. What?
Well, I'm not gonna bitch too much because Joe Rogan came and he made it like Austin is like the comedy capital of the pretty much the world, but the United States. I mean, Austin is like just my brother's house like doubled in value over the last couple of years because everybody's like, well, let's go. But that's what we're trying to say. Like people get offended when it's like, don't California my Texas, but it's true. Like, don't bring the policies you ran from over here.
Yep.
Because then there will be tax on land and all this stuff. There's a reason we have it like that. And there's a lot of land out here. There is so much land.
Yeah, all
And-
these people they
okay.
voted for, they all voted for, or most of them voted for, to make their state where they didn't want to live there. Now they're going to come to Texas and vote for the same type of people in Texas and wonder why things go to shit there too.
Yeah, but there's
Yep.
something about here. I hate, I'm going to wave my Texas flag. I'm sorry. I'm a Texas boy and I love it. I love Texas. I'll die here. There's something about being here when, the people, and there's a certain mindset, you know what I mean? And we know Austin is hippie town. Like we always called it that. With that's California Junior up there. And Dallas is kind of the same way, but Austin is more like Hollywood and all that stuff. That's what we dubbed it, right? So, but you have so much land and landowners in little towns like what I'm in, surrounding all these areas with the mindset that we've had for generations that you can't change that much. You know what I mean? You can't change it
Yeah.
that. You can damn well try, but you're not going to. It's just that we love our guns out here. I'm sorry. It is
Yep.
what it is.
Exactly.
So anyway, sorry. I'll get off my little Texas soap.
You're good.
But yeah, it's growing, and Elon Musk just broke ground in a town that's close to Corpus on a lithium factory.
Yeah.
So that's more jobs. I mean, everything's coming here. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. What it's insane is they're gonna do their damnedest to make it just like California.
They can try.
Yeah,
Yep.
Texas. That they picked probably the hardest cookie to crack.
Yeah, we're pretty stubborn. I like to think so anyway.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. But hey, speaking of movie stuff, because this isn't about politics and stuff. This is movie stuff. Did y'all see the poster for the Meg 2?
I didn't see the poster, but I heard that they had a teaser out for it. I think.
Yeah, the
Looks
teaser.
like a Disney Pixar. It does. A little dog sitting on the dock.
Yeah, it's let's see. I'll find it real quick. Yeah, but did y'all see the first one though?
Yeah. It wasn't
did?
bad.
No.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was all right.
Fun popcorn flick. It wasn't really what I was expecting. It was actually a
my
little better
kids
than I
loved
was
it.
expecting.
I gotta say, I was expecting horrible, but it was at the $3.96 bin at Walmart, and the kids had been wanting to see it, so I grabbed it, and it was worth $3.96.
We're gonna see if this is total dog shit. You know how they do fake trailers sometimes? This looks legit though. It says official trailer on YouTube. Let me expand this. All right, let's get our trailer reaction. What? This Jurassic Park? What? Damn,
There he is.
Holy shit.
Jonas, we need your help.
Yeah, what is it?
We're detecting increased cortex.
I'd say, Jonas, we need your help. This motherfucker just ate a
An
T-Rex.
ancient ecosystem untouched by man. Whatever is down there is trying to make its way to the surface.
Oh, super suits. Come on.
This is a bad idea.
Hey, those are karate super suits.
Okay, good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Jonas, we've got company.
That's the biggest Meg I've ever seen.
Biggest Meg anyone's ever seen.
What?
That's the apex predator.
Everybody make it to the station! You can make it! Inside!
3 massive legs and who knows what else have escaped the breach.
Oh, shit.
I just hope it goes better than last time.
Oh, come on. Come on.
We never seen this before. They hunted it back.
You can relax. This place, Meg-proof. I mean, Doris was always afraid of this, but I was also thinking...
I guess it wasn't make proof. Get the fuck out of here.
A sword, really? Oh my god.
Oh, this looks so stupid.
Give me a
Jason Statham's career has hit the shit pile.
He is officially jumped the shark.
Damn. More like jump the shark shit.
What? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I mean, yeah, 10 of these.
Yeah, well, yep, 10 PBRs.
I'm gonna need a 24 pack to get through this one.
Hold on. Bam, and then bam. Oh shit. And then.
And
bam,
I'm
and
just
bam,
gonna throw this out there
bam.
right now. I'm gonna be disappointed as hell if the lead up to that, him chasing the shark down with the samurai sword, if the shark doesn't spin around and pull out a samurai sword of its own.
Dude.
And then I'm back on board.
No.
I'm back on board then.
Get this man
Nunchucks.
a plane to Hollywood. He's got movies to write.
Oh my gosh.
That was. I hate stuff like that. Like, I was laughing through the whole thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna put my foot up and do a karate kick right to the shark's top of his lip.
Jason Statham. We meet again at
You
last.
got
Not gonna.
this is at least what, a 24-ton shark, at least, and it's busting up this damn deal, and he can stick his little foot out and keeps him from getting ate. It doesn't work that way, folks. I'm like,
Come on.
holy
Okay,
shit.
the only thing they can do to save this movie now, and they have the technology, bring back a CGI Robert Shaw as Quint.
Oh yeah.
At the end, he comes and Quint comes and saves the day. The shark pukes him back up, and he's been down there for 50 years. And
He has half
Or-
he has robot
Yeah.
legs now.
yeah, robot legs, sure.
Or every time you see the shark jump out of the water and twist, he's got like an 18-foot penis flopping around every time he
Oh
makes
my
a jump
God,
out of the water and goes back.
Shark penis coming this summer. Coming this summer.
Watch it in 3D.
Wow.
I can't believe all the seamen.
When they give you your 3D glasses, they give you a poncho too.
Sponsored by Bud Light.
Oh, oh
Giant
damn!
Dick Shark. Actually, there's a movie called Dick Shark made by Bill Zabub. So like that would be kind of ripping him off. So we don't want to do that.
No, not Beelzebub.
No.
But the WGA writer's strike apparently is affecting a lot of things. Looks like Stranger Things 5 Part 2 is the writers are now on strike, so they don't know when that's going to be filmed. They were hoping for a late this year release, but now it's looking like 2024, which for me, Stranger Things 5 really, after a couple of weak seasons, it really brought it back to the quality of the original season, and
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to it, and that sucks, but hopefully it gives them time to do better, maybe. I mean, because obviously, like the 3 or 4 year break we got between Stranger Things 4 and Stranger Things 5 helped, because the first part of Part 5 was pretty great.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they
I
just
thought.
need to hire us three. We can take care of it.
Sure.
It's going to be an R-rated Stranger Things, but we can take care of it.
That's right.
Not Stranger Things XXX.
Stranger
Oh.
Things in the Backwoods.
Look at that.
Stranger Things in the
Mr.
Backwoods.
Net, why haven't they written that already? Why are they waiting? We're working on it. We
Oh,
got the
damn.
greatest minds ever on one.
Spoilers, they're all related.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. I'm glad
Well,
we watched
wait.
it. That was funny.
You would have to call that not so Stranger Things then if they were all related, though, right?
Yeah, like that's not strange to us.
Yep.
I guess. I don't know.
Related things. But,
All right, we're getting the porno territory. Let's get out.
Speaking of
At all
probably
late.
a porno would be more interesting than Dead City, the new Walking Dead spinoff with Maggie and Negan. Is anybody excited for this? Anybody?
I stopped watching.
It's in New York. Scream 6 was in New York. That makes it better, right?
Well, from the pictures I've seen, New York's pretty much turning into Escape from New York, and it's not going to be too far from zombie-infested New York. So
Now, if they bring in
ain't no
fucking
shit.
Kurt Russell's and old and elderly Snake,
person? Yes.
yeah, I'm on board then. Yeah, I will admit I was wrong, but yeah, it looks like a piece of shit. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Maggie Siff, but I just let it die for a while, and then bring it back.
No, sorry, I'm yawning. Golly, it's late. So is this a movie or is it a TV
series?
Oh, it's a series. Okay.
Yeah.
This one will be straight to Netflix, I bet.
Yep.
Yeah. May 26th, we're finally getting the theatrical release of The Wrath of Becky, the sequel to Becky, which I absolutely loved. From
I haven't seen either one of them.
2019, I think.
Me neither.
You get a very different view of the King of Queens, Kevin
James. Yeah.
Kevin James. Yeah, he plays a white supremacist gang leader in it, and they're looking for this key that the Aryan Brotherhood is left hidden in their vacation home in the woods. And Lulu Wilson plays 13-year-old Becky, and she's kind of a psychopath, but it turns the slasher on its ear because they picked the wrong 13-year-old to fuck with. They break in, take them hostage. Well, she gets away, but they take her family hostage, and she starts taking them out one by one in very brutal ways. And
I remember seeing this advertised.
yeah, it was great. I loved it. I was totally. I went in another one of those. I went in with very low expectations, especially when I heard Kevin James was in it. Not that I don't like the guy, but when I saw he was playing, a serious dramatic role, playing a villain, I thought, nah, no way he can pull this off, and he did. I thought he was very menacing in it for a fat older guy.
Does he still work? Does he still work for UPS in this one?
No, not UPS, KKK.
Okay. Close enough.
But yeah, great, and the gore, good gore in this. It delivers on the gore and practical effects. We already mentioned Evil Dead Rise broke 100 million at the box office. So,
yep.
Whether I end up liking the movie or not, I'm happy about this because, it's old school horror winning at the box office. And, just like I was thrilled that whenever Scream 2023 did really well at the box office, and Scream 6 even, and even at least the first David Gordon Green Halloween 2018, I was glad to see it did so well. It shows there's still a market out there for the kind of movies we grew up loving.
Yeah.
I agree.
Speaking of franchises that just keep going, Insidious 5, The Red Door, is bringing back
Insidious.
the original cast of the first two films, at least. I guess they did two sequels that didn't do that well, so they thought, shit, we'll get back the original cast and try to revive the
Aren't they
franchise.
dead?
No.
No. Let's.
Lynn Shay's dead.
Yeah,
But
Lynn Shay
it
died.
didn't stop her from being in the other ones.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw the preview. I was not impressed.
No, Lynn Shay's
Yeah,
in this one too.
Yeah,
No,
she is.
I thought they died in the movies though.
No,
Okay.
but
That's why
yeah,
I called it Insidious. I wasn't impressed with the first one. I'm sorry. It just
it was
I
okay.
don't know.
I'd
never did.
give it a pass. It was okay, and I'm not big in. But that being said, I'm
I
not
didn't
big
even
into
give it a
like
pass.
demonic ghost movies.
I'm not giving it a pass.
I know. Fuck. Dude, I'd have to. If I could drink Bud Light in this movie, it wouldn't even go by. No.
He
I
said
didn't
it.
see what it was all cracked up to be. I'm like, nope.
For me, the first one fell flat whenever they did the reveal of the demon in the third act. I'm like, really?
Hey, the
That's
whole
what you
fucking
got?
movie was flat to me. I'm like, no.
And I hate to say
Didn't
it,
click.
I feel the same way. I've only saw the first two, but I feel the same way about the Conjuring films.
It's like
I just
people
can't get into
watch this one.
The acting's
and
good.
First one was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But it's like, well, even like Dave Z, he loves Insidious. And I don't see why. Yeah, it's like, is this the first horror movie you fuckers have ever seen? Is what I get it like. It's like I can see if it's like some second and third graders, the first horror movie they've ever seen, how they'd react to it. And I don't know. I just don't get it.
Mr. Nanners is on the same page. He passes on it too. Oh, and he also said
Yep.
stranger taboo things. He's very creative with words. He is.
Oh, stranger taboo things.
Yeah.
That would make an interesting series, maybe. It would make money anyway in today's market.
July 28th, we've got Sympathy for the Devil. How clever. A Rolling Stones song.
Oh.
Which probably is not even in the movie. But it stars Nick Cage.
Oh,
which means it's either going to be fucking awesome or a complete pile of shit.
I don't know. Wait, that depends. Has he paid off his IRS debt yet? Because if he's paid it off,
long enough to.
If he pays it off, we may start getting good movies again. But if not, no, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see the trailer of that one. I'll have to check that one out.
I haven't either.
August 11th, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, the Dracula prequel. Well, not really prequel.
Oh yeah, I was wanting to see that.
But it takes like one chapter out of Bram Stoker's novel and fleshes it out into probably an overlong movie. Hopefully they'll premiere it.
Supposed to be like the beginning chapter or something, isn't it? Though
it's not the first chapter, I don't think. It's but it's the Demeter whenever Renfield travels.
It's supposed to be the boat ride over.
Yeah, and it shows. You know, it cuts all that out in pretty much every version of Dracula.
Yeah,
which there's been a shit
supposed
ton
to
of
be...
them. Because nobody wants to see that shit. A bunch of them stuck on a boat and getting picked off one by one. But you know what? We haven't seen it yet, and they've done Dracula to death. So, sure, this is something different. More power
I'll give
to
it a shot.
There you go.
I'll watch it. I'll just maybe smuggle some Pabst Blue Ribbons into the theater with me when I get to see it.
And it's being directed. It's directed by Andre Overdahl. Overdahl. I don't. But he's the same one that directed the Autopsy of Jane Doe with Emil Hirsch and Brian Cox, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So I like both of those. I like Scary Stories better. My kids love Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That's a kids movie.
It is, but the books were pretty fucking graphic. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
read them when we were kids.
I was let
they were
down
marketed
because
to
the
kids.
books was a hell of a lot better than the fucking
Very
movie.
graphic. Oh my god, yeah.
gosh. The movie was a letdown.
But yeah,
Cool.
we'll see. But
So we got a 50-50
here's a
shot
good
at
one.
that one.
September 8th, the movie nobody asked for a sequel to, The Nun 2.
Oh God, here we go. The Conjuring, The Nun 2. Nice.
Yeah, the only thing is, which I haven't watched the first, The Nun.
I haven't either.
Don't.
But Thaisa Farigma is in it from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And Final Girls. They're talking about PG-13 horror movies that it's so hard to do one right. That still is one of my favorites of the newer horror genres. The Final Girls, not Final Girls, The Final Girls. But me and my oldest daughter have watched that one probably over a dozen times together. But that being said, The Nun 2. Thaisa Farigma, I don't know if you can save this one. You didn't save the first one, I hear, so...
Yeah, the first one's
And
terrible.
you never know. You never know.
Never watched it.
Don't.
I haven't watched,
but I haven't.
I haven't watched any of the Annabelle series, and everybody says that the first Annabelle is a hot mess and garbage. And then whenever Flanagan took over and did Annabelle 2, they said it's a solid flick. So,
Mr. Nanners asked, "Are these Blumhouse movies?"
Might as well be.
Does it say or no?
I don't think
I'm
The
not
Last
sure.
Voyage of Demeter is. Sympathy for the Devil, I think, might be. Well, no, or maybe I'm thinking of Insidious 5.
Yeah,
it definitely is. Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Sorry.
And then he said he loved Renfield. Cage was awesome in that.
I really want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
that's
it
one
yet.
I got.
It's sad it didn't do so well at the box office so far, but I think it'll make up for it on VOD.
There you go.
Probably.
But and also R.L. Stine is at it again, a new series which he calls his surprise, scariest series of Goosebumps novels yet. This guy is really cashing in on the success of the two Goosebumps movies.
Can't blame him. Hell, he's got to be, what, in his 70s now?
Got to be getting up there. But, I mean, the original Goosebumps books, which I guess a little old for him. By the time they came out in the early 90s, I was, 40 or 50 already. Or at least close to my teens. And they weren't my thing. Not even the Fear Street novels.
They were hit and miss for me. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them
I didn't read them
weren't
all.
good at all. I got quite a few of them, but they were hit and miss. But now you got to remember, I'm the kid when I was 6 years old to sit in my dad's lap watching The Evil Dead too. So
yeah,
that shit just wasn't that scary. But all right, Cody. Well, I think you've already done all of our news for like the next 6 shows because you went all the way to September.
I'm a completist. What can I say?
So I don't know what we're going to cover now. I guess we'll
be
just
back
do
in 2 weeks, probably.
I guess we'll just do a news blog every 6 weeks. That's about the only way we're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, there's just not that much in the horror news anymore.
Well, it's about to get a lot more scares. That's the thing, too.
Yep. That's what's bad. It comes and it goes, just like herpes.
He's stuck on the herpes thing tonight.
It's all the damn ticks.
It happens.
Yep. Ticks, Toxic Avenger, boils.
Everyone, skip on over to Indiegogo and throw us a few bucks toward our Indiegogo campaign for herpes ticks.
Herpes ticks.
And while you're there,
be sure
and Well, I don't think
The
Morgan
burning
has
herpening.
the burning happening. There you go. But there will be another campaign for Helvira's Haunted Asylum, so be looking for that on Indiegogo and check it out. Also, if go on over to GoFundMe and throw a few bucks toward our buddy Cody Hill Corley, uh, better known to us as Cripple Cody. He's a disabled entertainer, and he could use a little help from time to time. So if you get a chance, throw him a few bucks.
There you go.
Or
I like
mail
it.
him some dirty socks or something. I don't care.
We got an exclusive. Mr. Nanner says June 1st.
June 1st, Helvira's Haunted Asylum. Mark it on your calendars, everybody.
And then I thought this was funny, real quick. I love Disney's Herpes the Love Bug.
That is a good one.
Herbie. Oh my god. That's funny.
But thanks everybody for joining us tonight. If you've lasted this long, God, I'm sorry.
Yes, and be sure to check out all of our friends' stuff that we got. We got Grandpa's playlist on Spotify, Near Do Wells, of course, with me and Cody and Ty.
Ne'er Do Wells Morning Brew.
The Morning Brew.
It was great seeing Joey T back in the fold.
Yes, it was fun. Always a good time. And then, like I said, Rumble exclusives on the Near Do Wells channel coming soon. And I think that's about. Oh, and Father Mahoney's House of Horrors. Yeah, that should be a new one coming in the next couple of weeks. So check out all of our friends and their stuff too. We're not greedy. And then he said, "You guys rock." Mr. Nanner said, "You guys rock." Thank you.
That's off to you, Mr. Nanners.
There you go. All right. I guess are we signing off now?
Yep, I think we're good to sign off. I'm ready to go pass out.
So long. Check us out on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever the hell else we're at. We don't know.
Yep.
Well said.
We get around.